After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer, unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
So aggro. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. We can't play this entire song, but do yourself a chance. Do yourself a favor and YouTube System of a Down's cover of Berlin's The Metro, because this thing is bananas.
Can we just listen to when the guitars go crazy?
I was on a Paris train. I immersed in London rain and you waiting there.
I feel like this is how Jack is inside of his head right about
right
now.
All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right there. By the way, we think the YouTube feed is up. You want to go try it out? JimColbertLive.com. Watch us do our thing live right there on our YouTube channel. Again, that's JimColbertLive.com. Deb, let's get some news.
Okay.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Yeah, that was a little bit like, okay, and all right.
All right.
U.S. Marshals are joining in
you
the...
mother.
Oh, I don't blame him.
He's back.
Yeah, he is. U.S.
Vengeance.
Marshals are joining in the search for a Central Florida man who decided to go to lunch during his DUI manslaughter trial and not come back.
Oh, really? Ghosted everybody, did he?
Authorities say Zachary Waldo, as in
Where is
where's
he?
Waldo,
That's crazy.
was at the Lake County Courthouse last week when he went to lunch and, as I said, never returned.
Oh, of the Lake County Waldo.
Yeah, so he's accused of being under the influence when he crashed in Leesburg back in 2019, killing a teenager and 2 other people, her parents.
Oh, no.
A task force made up of U.S. Marshals and local police issued a search warrant yesterday at a home, but Waldo wasn't inside. The court has revoked Waldo's bond, and apparently he has a history of doing stuff like this.
Wow,
Running
really?
from law enforcement and stuff like that.
Wow.
But to walk away out of his trial,
He killed 3 people?
he killed 3 people.
Goodness.
All right, a new deadly drug is popping up around Central Florida. The DEA issued a warning across the country for what's known as the zombie drug.
Mm-hmm.
And really, how dumb do you have to be? But the Seminole County medical director told Wesh News that so far, he's found 1 case of it in Orange County and 2 others in Seminole. Officials say xylazine
I just call it xylazine. That's all. I mean,
Xylophone.
Yeah.
Is it xylazine?
Yes.
Is
Easiest to say. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Is legally used to sedate big animals. Think elephant tranquilizer.
And horses.
And horses, but people are mixing it with fentanyl.
You know, because you don't get high enough with fentanyl anymore.
As a cheaper alternative. Now, the drug, unfortunately, does not respond to Narcan, which is why authorities are considering this the deadliest narcotic threat in the nation.
It's
because
on an opioid.
It's not an opioid, exactly. It has maybe parts of the opioid in it, but the other part, the Narcan isn't going to do anything
And they're mixing the two. They're finding that the fentanyl has has the traces of the xylazine also at the injection point or the point, it can actually cause necrosis of the skin,
Oh, no.
which means it eats your skin away. That's where the
Yeah,
zombie part
exactly.
comes from.
Oh, wow.
But, dude, you get pretty high. I mean, blazed.
Well,
no, thank you.
Yeah. hard
Meanwhile,
pass.
a deadly fungus rapidly spreading through the country is here in Florida. The CDC reports more than 300 infections of the Candida auris, which is what we had talked about yesterday, in the Sunshine State within the past year. Now, the fungus was first detected in the U.S. back in 2016, but started to grow at an alarming rate around 2020. Officials say it's not a significant threat to healthy people, but if the fungus enters a patient's bloodstream, someone who's on chemo, someone who's have another ways immunocompromised, it could become severe and even deadly. The fungus has been discovered in at least half of the 50 states, with Florida experiencing one of the highest case levels.
That's right. Ohio's having trouble with it too. But what I told you guys yesterday, I'll reiterate today. If you're listening, you have somebody that's going into a long-term care facility or something like that, you definitely want to do your research, because that's where these things kind of live, and it really affects immunocompromised people. Healthy people don't have a big issue. But did you hear the host aspect of this thing? Like, it can live on your skin as a host, and you won't know it. It won't have an effect on you because you're basically immune to it, per se, or it's not strong enough to hurt you, but you could pass it on to somebody who is.
Yeah, it's commonly found on our skin. It's also found in the soil, and it's found in other areas. And like you said, usually it's not a problem.
Right.
It can become a problem, especially if it enters your bloodstream. And if you're immunocompromised, that's where the severe complications can come in.
Last of Us. I mean, I know it's such an easy thing to say, but I wish I was Ellie.
Mushroom
Well,
blood.
at the same time, South Florida is projected to see a 16% population increase by 2040. A new University of Florida report finds nearly 650,000 acres in the 10-county region will be swallowed by the sea. More than half, in fact, of Monroe County residents will be impacted by the rising waters. Vivian Young, who's with 1,000 Friends of Florida, it's a nonprofit smart growth advocacy organization, says the county is already working to raise roads, and in some cases have told homeowners in the Keys, you need to figure out if you're going to sell your house, what you're going to do, because they simply are not going to be able to build enough roads and keep them above the water level for people to be able to come in and out of their driveways. They're just simply not going to have enough money or concrete or anything else. They're just going to, you have to figure out if you're going to sell and if you're going to move, because you're going to be blocked off.
2035 is the magic. That's the magic year, guys. Just put that in your calendar. Things are going to get very interesting in coastal communities by 2035.
Well, the University of Florida's Dan Farah believes while the state's population grows by nearly 5 million by 2040, 1 million acres of land will be swallowed up by sea level rise. And statewide, that sea level rise could force more than 900,000 people to move in less than 50 years. So that, 650,000 acres, they're saying, is going to displace more than 100,000 people in less than 20 years. But in less than 50 years, we could be looking at 1 million people in the state of Florida trying to figure out where to get to literally higher ground. And Young says, of course, coastal communities are not going to be the only ones affected. In a state as flat as Florida, it doesn't take much for the water to encroach.
Oh, my house. Oh, I cannot wait. Get up there. I see my property value just going through the roof, Deborah. God almighty. I'll be in a mountain in North Carolina before any of this goes down. I'll be broadcasting from the house on top of some mountain.
By the end of the day today, Jack is going to have found one of those old lifeboats, and that's going to start being his weekend project. I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to retrofit it. It's going to be a nice little place to live.
That's it.
Bradshaw's Ark.
That's exactly. And I can
Tides
tell you
rise.
right. Yep. I can tell you right now, book 3 seats, along with space for 2 crates for a cat and 1 for a dog. That's myself, Chris, and my mom.
Yeah. It's not, a pair of every animal. It's more of like a book of coupons
Exactly.
and sensible choices.
Did you get all of the animals? I did not, but we did get some miscellaneous neighbors. That won't do. Sorry, bub.
All right.
It's a lifeboat.
A proposed Florida Board of Education rule could further prohibit classroom instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity. The Orlando Sentinel says the board will vote next month on the rule that would bar teachers in grades 4 from 4 to 12 from discussing either topic. Last year, lawmakers passed a bill restricting teaching the subjects in kindergarten through third grade. This year, the Republican-controlled legislature is weighing a measure that would extend the so-called Don't Say Gay law or the Parental Rights in Education law from pre-kindergarten through 8th grade.
There you go.
So from 4th grade to senior year.
Yep.
But that also means first, second, and third graders are about to find out.
Oh, yeah.
No, because now it's kindergarten.
They're not banned.
Yeah, they are. Kindergarten
okay,
through third
never
grade.
mind.
That's already been covered.
That would be the greatest. Like, no middle schools, but the third graders.
In the meantime, a professor at the University of Central Florida is taking legal action after he was fired and then later brought back. Dr. Charles Nagy told Fox 35 News that he has taught UCF classes focused on race, cultures, and ethnic groups for several decades. Several controversial tweets, though, posted by the professor led to protests, if you remember, outside of his office and even his home. UCF terminated him after they said he created a hostile work environment. He sued over that decision and was then reinstated. Now he is filing another lawsuit over negligence, saying he wants to hold leaders accountable and to clear his name.
Okay, there you go.
All right, state lawmakers. 2 more items in Tallahassee before we come back closer to home. State lawmakers will consider ending permanent alimony. Yeah, I got your attention now, didn't I? A Senate committee will meet tomorrow to debate the dissolution of marriage bill.
Yeah, there you go.
Senate Bill 1416 would allow those who pay alimony to reduce or stop payments when they want to retire. Now, supporters say the bill will allow them to retire when they want, but the First Wives Advocacy Group opposes the bill. One member tells the News Service of Florida the alimony payments are her only source of income, and losing them would make her destitute and dependent on the state.
Yeah, I think that's a case-by-case issue, though. I really do believe. I believe that those are all negotiable issues. Like, like Ray has said a number of times, if you have someone who has just been basically a caretaker for the children, takes care of the house. I hate the word housewife. That sounds, it doesn't sound regal enough for what that happens in the household, but handles all that. You could certainly say that person deserves, because they've sacrificed a career, they've sacrificed everything to make sure the household runs properly. In those cases, you could certainly see, something being worked out. But in cases where it's not quite that even or quite that black and white, I think maybe a little bit more negotiable.
It's interesting you say that, because I believe it was a judge in Italy just recently awarded a woman who sued her ex-husband for all of the 25 years of cooking and cleaning. And the judge said, yeah, you're right. That's worth about $250,000.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, also a former lawmaker, or a Tallahassee lawmaker, is behind an effort to further punish those who disrupt sporting events. Republican State Senator Corey Simon is sponsoring Senate Bill 764, which passed a Senate committee on Monday. Hang on now. The bill increases the fine for those who run onto the field to disrupt an event. The current fine is $1,000, but Simon's bill would raise it to $2,500. Think about what's going on to the Timberwolves owner, right, who's having animal activists throw themselves onto the court in the middle of games. One woman tried to glue herself to the court. Another woman chained herself to the basket.
What is he into?
Well,
is it just because it's called the Timberwolves?
No, he has a chicken farm. Apparently, he's being accused of animal abuses that he has in another state. So animal activists have been repeatedly disrupting the games. I think this is more what this legislation is going after, because Simon's bill would raise that fine to $2,500. He says, though, that it does not target fans that rush the field at the end of games.
Right, yeah.
So that would still be allowed, but it's the douchebags that run in the middle of play and end up disrupting things.
So this obviously means, since we are talking about this kind of thing, this obviously means that the homeowner's insurance issue is completely good now.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
I
They've
just have to
covered
wait for
all
the
of
email,
that
I guess.
stuff. Yeah, of course.
Somebody shoot me in the face with a shotgun.
A former Florida
Would somebody
lawmaker.
just do that for me? Just shoot me right in my face with a shotgun?
I couldn't old yeller you.
No,
Jesus.
be quiet, man. Don't say
Whoa,
that.
whoa. Spoiler alert.
God damn, he's right.
What?
It's a classic, buddy. You just ruined it for a bunch of 8-year-olds.
You know what?
Continue on, Deb, before he ruins something else.
It's saved on my DVR.
I'll take the
I'm going
heat.
to watch it this weekend.
I'll take the heat, man.
I paused that when I was 13.
I'll play the giver in this situation.
All right, a former Florida lawmaker who helped pass the law critics call Don't Say Gay. Well, he's now admitting he defrauded the federal government.
What?
Yeah.
Former Republican State Representative Joe Harding pleaded guilty to charges that include wire fraud and money laundering.
I'm having a harding time staying out of jail.
This after he lied on an application for federal COVID relief. He got $150,000 from the Small Business Administration for a business that was dormant at the
I was
time.
going to say, now what do you do with that money, Deb?
Harding will be
Community
sentenced.
stuff, I'm sure.
Harding will be sentenced in July. Okay, a couple of real quick local notes. Delta Airlines is going to start a flight academy in a bid to combat the airline pilot shortage. The air carrier says the first set of students will begin training in June. Its partner will be Skyborne Airline, and that company's facility here in Florida will host the training. The pilots will be taught in the facility that comes in at 12,000 square feet.
Boom.
I guess if you can't hire them, train them yourself,
That's right.
And then Florida Space Coast, speaking of things in the sky, is preparing for a historic late-night launch. Relativity Space will try to get its first-ever, almost fully 3D printed rocket into orbit for the third time. 2 previous attempts scrubbed due to different technical issues. The launch window is set to open at 10 o'clock tonight. Opens from 10 to 1 in the morning at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Okay, Jack, I specifically thought of you with this next item.
What do you got?
Because I don't know if you watched any of your Yankee games on Apple Plus TV or Apple TV Plus this last season.
I saw like 1 or 2 because they were doing like Friday night games. I think.
Exactly. Well, that has come to an end. So broadcasts of Major League Baseball games on Apple TV Plus this season will require a subscription. Last year, Apple started broadcasting Major League Baseball games every Friday night free of charge. Now viewers will be required to have an Apple TV Plus subscription, which runs about $7 per month. Earlier this year, Apple started streaming Major League Soccer games. To all of those games cost $14.99 per month. A discount applies also when subscribed to Apple TV Plus. And don't forget that T-Mobile Tuesday thing.
So no, Apple TV Plus,
Right.
please stop.
Right.
And I just got the notification for T-Mobile Tuesday. It's,
Did you?
You get the free MLB. You get the MLB package.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think there may be a blackout on the games that are on Apple TV when you look at that. But you can always hear the games.
Okay, yeah, because that deal too, but that's a good deal for the T-Mobile thing because that's
Yeah, it's a $150 value.
Yeah, exactly, and
all
that
right,
pays
all
for
right.
that subscription. So
All
if
right.
you've been waiting to hear about that, it's T-Mobile Tuesday, and I think it's coming out on the 28th.
Yeah, that's
And
Tuesday.
So
baby.
6 days from today.
A little baseball thing real quick. How good was the Trout versus Ohtani thing last night to end that?
Oh, wow.
I mean, if you're
Was that the World Baseball Classic?
If you're a baseball fan, you can't ask for anything better. You have the 2 best players on planet Earth facing each other for the last out of the series with a 3-2 score. I mean, it is like, that's a short story of baseball. You can't get better than that.
It was almost as good as the Yankee game yesterday.
Yeah, almost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wiped out, but
And then finally, beat the Tigers, right?
Yeah.
6-3. All right, finally, 2 inmates in a Virginia jail used primitive tools to create a hole in the wall of their cell and escape,
wow.
only to be found hours later at an IHOP nearby.
Oh, they Shawshanked it? No.
What? Hours later.
Yeah,
What?
that's a-
Hours later.
He got
You said
canceled.
Lowers, yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Did
say
I
it.
say Lowers?
You said Lowers, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You brought up the guy with the button on the desk.
Matt Lowers.
Authorities discovered the 2 men, 37-year-old John Garza and 43-year-old Arlie Nemo.
Were they on a beach in Mexico, or where were they?
They were missing from their cell at the Newport News jail annex during a routine head count Monday evening. According to a statement, the preliminary investigation found the men exploited a weakness in the jail's construction design
And then went to IHOP.
and used tools made from a toothbrush and a metal object.
I'm digging it. This is a movie.
I
This
get
is
it.
this
I
is
get it.
Shawshanking it completely.
He said,
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I get it. It's good.
Yeah. I just got that. Tools from a toothbrush and a metal object to access rebars between the walls and then use the rebar to further their escape.
Wow.
After escaping their cell, they scaled a containment wall around the jail. Authorities had asked the public's help in finding the men, and they were taken into custody again early yesterday at an IHOP in Hampton when other patrons called police.
Man,
Bummer.
If I was IHOP, I'd make a commercial out of that. I mean, these people broke out
Escape
of
from
prison,
jail.
and the first thing they did was come to our restaurant. They didn't go to Disney. They came to IHOP.
You hear a lot about last meals, but what about the first meal?
And now you all are officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. All right, everybody knows you should get more than one quote on your mortgage, but statistics show that only about 25% of us actually do. And the reason why we don't is because it takes too much time and we're busy. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, makes it so easy for you. You really have no excuse not to. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell him your credit score, and then upload your quote. He'll do the rest. Don will interpret your quote and let you know if you can do better. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. For the rest of the day here in Central Florida, weather looking pretty good. Mix of sun and clouds, warm highs, low mid-80s. Southeast winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear, dry skies continue tonight. Lows down to about 60, light wind. And on Thursday and Friday, we'll make a move into the mid-upper 80s for area highs. Mostly sunny skies and keeping things dry. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Have a great one, and remember to depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With a super low down payment to get started, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Down payments vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
My husband and I, we were bamboozled into signing up for a timeshare. The guy who signed us up said if I changed my mind, I could cancel. That was a lie. They wouldn't let me out, and I felt stuck.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and make no mistake about it, the timeshare giants are trying to make it impossible for you to get out of your timeshare, even if you've been lied to. Over a decade ago, I beat them in federal court, so I can continue to help folks out of bad timeshares.
I didn't trust anybody, so I drove to Wesley Financial and I met Mr. McDowell. My hope was restored. I did sign on, and now we are free.
If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Wesley Financial is the real deal.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima Rogue and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
If you're celebrating a milestone anniversary this year, or just starting the process of picking out that engagement ring, welcome to International Diamond Center. At IDC, we're one of a few jewelers around the world with direct access to exquisite diamonds from Namibia. These are the highest quality, most brilliant diamonds on the planet. And with IDC's connections with the cutters, you can be assured of the ultimate in value with no middleman markups. And just as important as the brilliance of our diamond is the source itself. An IDC diamond comes only from specific mines that follow strict international laws and environmental standards. Not only do we guarantee conflict-free diamonds, we are proud that when you purchase an IDC diamond, you are helping provide dignified employment, much-needed education, and necessary health care to African families. So come and shop with confidence at IDC. Confidence in the quality, the value, and the integrity of our diamonds. International Diamond Center. Transparency, honesty, responsibility. Learn more at shopidc.com or visit our showroom today. 4 Orlando locations.
We're more than truck drivers. We're road pros.
Yep. Want to know the best way to get somewhere? Ask a truck driver. We know where the pavement is smooth and the stop signs are few and far between.
We also know where the best donuts are and where to find the fuel that helps keep our engines cleaner.
Using Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps us get better mileage.
They provide quick ways to pay so you can get back on the road. They're dependable like that.
Pros like us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Mars Bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Why you always in the mood? Messing around like I'm brand new. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Everything look better with a view. Why you always in the mood?
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041 as we broadcast from Maitland, Florida.
We should be broadcasting outside.
No joke, on this absolutely stunning Wednesday, day before it gets a little warm. Warming up pretty good. We are going to have another blast, by the way. I saw that in the news today. Son of a bitch. I already owe you 10. You have 10 on you, by the way? Do you have a 10 on you?
No, just Venmo.
I'm not Venmoing you anything. I'm paying you in cash the way men pay bets. I pay you in cash. I'm not Venmoing you a bet.
Why don't you Venmo? It makes it so much easier. You can do it from here.
I don't want a record of it. That's why. I don't want a record of the $10 going to him so he can show people, hey, this is the $10 Colbert lost to me. I give you cash.
You know, like a man.
Yeah, no. I'm paying you in cash like a man. I didn't bet you Venmo money.
That way when he does his joint taxes next year, he doesn't have to explain this $10 charge.
100!
Oh, my gosh.
You know, I always thought the best way to, pay a bet off like a man is just being efficient. And now we have to wait for $10.
We don't have to wait. I carry cash.
You want to double down?
On what?
Oh, no, some other stupid weather bet.
I can't do that one because I know there's another blast coming, dog.
Let's just start betting if it's going to rain.
Yeah, no. I mean, God almighty. Not here. I'm in Florida.
No one has a problem here.
Yeah.
Just because I want to put money on weather. The weather bets are the future.
You guys, is it really?
You know what? He's onto something, dude. You said 2035 was the magic number.
Oh, yeah.
Start putting your money on it now.
I got the guys texting me immediately going, oh, yeah, of course, this is going to happen 20 years ago. What's going on? I'm like, why don't you call the people up there in St. Augustine, see how they're doing with that king tide over the last 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
And then call Jacksonville and those other coastal areas up there where the king tide swamps 3 feet of water into there. Well, by the way, nothing else happening. No rain, no nothing, just the king tide.
Yep.
I would gladly give you a list of vendors in St. Augustine. Would more than happy to discuss with you whether or not it's happening or not.
Go buy a house in Key West.
Right.
There you go.
Here's the thing. You can't argue with me if it's not or is happening. You can't do that because it is. Now, why you think it's happening, you could argue, or you can give it a shot, but that's the argument you have. Don't argue that things aren't happening. We know it's happening. Have you seen pictures of Venice lately? When they get king tides and tides? I mean, they have walkways of boards that are 1.5 feet up because it's all water now.
Yeah.
And again,
that's a city you got to get to quick.
And these aren't monsoon issues. These are just tidal issues. So,
rising sea levels.
Maldives.
Yeah.
It's just like 6 inches. I mean, the island itself is 6 inches above sea level.
Yeah.
So,
oh man, it's gonna be a hoot. I'm telling you, and the thing is, you just read a little bit and you'll learn this stuff. In Miami, they've been talking about seawalls down there in South Miami and South Beach in that area for years, figuring out how they're going to deal with it because they know it's coming.
Well, the state of Florida now has a resiliency office, as does Miami,
Right.
and it's all about combating these things that are sure to come. We don't deal with it that much here because we're the place that they're probably going to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying is my property value is going to go through the roof because I'm high and dry. Oh, I love it, Jack.
I don't know, though.
I don't
That
love
Geneva area floods a lot. Yeah, that'd be great.
Watch that.
The Geneva area what?
It floods a lot during like tropical weather. You actually could end up connecting with the Atlantic Ocean from where you're at right now.
We almost got watered in last year during the storm.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, man, we had one place to leave, and it was about 1 foot away. But that's like a 500-year kind of anomaly.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 20 years.
We haven't seen any of those
right.
lately.
look for me in my covered lifeboat.
Save those 3 spots.
It'll have the solar panels on the roof.
That's right. 2 cats and a dog.
The SS Quackjaw.
Give me the buzzer.
His sail is a Yankees banner.
The USS Quackjaw. Show title.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, 407-916-1041. The lovely and talented and very masculine Daryl Payne.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know.
From Paw Affection Dog Training.
With that
is up
accent.
Next. Now,
I still think he pays with Venmo, though.
no, he does not pay with Venmo. Men like that don't pay with Venmo. They'd never get caught doing it.
But he knows how.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, I know how to pay with Venmo.
Oh, no. Oh.
Do it.
Sometimes you can't write it, you know? Sometimes you just have to really
Roll with
see
it.
it to really soak in.
So is Vendo, is that new?
It's not Vendo, dummy.
Oh, I'm the dummy.
It should be, though,
Okay.
right? It's how you send dough.
It's Venmo.
It is.
Vendo.
It should be Vendo. You're right. Vendover. Anyway, Daryl's here.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's going to answer.
What a
he
lead-in
left.
for Paw Affection
I'm
Dog
pretty sure he
Training.
left by now.
He's going to answer questions about your horrible pets and how they're dry humping Granny and eating their own doo-doo and doing all the dumb stuff.
Oh, now he's leaving.
He's one of the more, he is, I think, the voice of pet training here in Florida, Southeast.
Oh.
He's one of the most recognized guys out there. So we'll talk to Daryl Payne. Get your questions ready. That's next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
104.1. 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
We're still looking at a slow ride out of Polk County, eastbound on I-4, approaching U.S. Highway 27, all the way past 429. It's also slow between Osceola Parkway to past 535. Westbound a busy ride too, right near Sand Lake Road out to 535, and we're seeing delays between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. The beach line up to speed. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by J&M Roofing.
At J&M Roofing, you can finance your new roof for as little as $139 a month. Call J&M Roofing, 321-972-6952. J&M Roofing, under the umbrella. Florida license number CCC 1331951.
Man, there's no question Tools Ace Hardware can help you create the absolute perfect backyard for entertaining. We already know Tools has the best grills out there. Weber, Traeger, Big Green Egg, and all the sizes, by the way. But now, also Uni pizza ovens and Napoleon grills as well. Also, Polywood outdoor furniture, which is amazing. This stuff is virtually indestructible, will not fade, will not crack, and it's perfect to put around that solo stove that you can also find at Tools Ace Hardware. We're getting rid of these evenings that are nice and cool. Now is the time to get that solo stove broken out so you can make some of those perfect marshmallows or hot dogs all ready to go. Select Adirondack chairs to circle that with. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or patio furniture purchase, $3.99 and up. Tools Ace Hardware, 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida, or you can shop shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Attention race fans. Get ready for the ultimate thrill at the News Junkie Ultimate Pinewood Derby, presented by JustCallMo.com. Join us Saturday, April 8th at Tuffy's Bottle Shop and Lounge in Sanford for a heart-pumping race that'll leave you on the edge of your seat. Seat not provided. The field is set, and our competitors are building their race cars. All you have to do is make plans to join us at high noon Saturday, April 8th at Tuffy's for an unforgettable experience. And cheer on your favorite racers while enjoying music, food, and drinks along with the excitement of the action on the track. Thanks to JustCallMo.com and our track sponsor, Apopka Vape and Mini Mart. Get more info at realradio.fm/derby.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale.
Hi, I did my spring cleaning, but I still feel I'm missing something.
Don't worry, our spring sale has offers on everything from air purifiers to cabinets, cushion covers to sofas and storage, all to help you start fresh in every part of your space.
A total refresh. I love it.
Don't miss the IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to IKEA-USA.com/offers before 4/10. Offer valid 3/15 to 4/10. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all. And you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we got Justin $100,000.
Well, I was in a motorcycle accident, unfortunately. You guys were able to get me set on my feet to where I don't have to worry as much about finances. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Doors. Call A1 Garage Doors for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
Divorce? Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Check out our crazy good selection of new Nissans at OrlandoNissan.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that as we do every single day. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And so is Ross.
It's all true. The Jedi, the Force, everything.
Yeah, once a month for Animal House, we bring in a special guest. Let's do it. It's time for Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Clausman of Clausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House, but right now, he needs really no introduction, and his time is so precious. Listeners have so many questions, but please join me in welcoming Daryl Payne of Pawfection Dog Training.
Oh, yeah.
Howdy.
Yes. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
How you doing, big dog?
Yeah, being busy as always.
Yeah.
Slammed, huh?
Yeah, well, we fix all these dogs so quick. That's the trouble with slammed. Anyway, I've got a present for you real quick. This is something we're involved in the last couple of years, this year and last year, and it's called what's it called? Barrels for a Cause. And this is the 22 bottle, which I'm going to bring to you guys to try, and have and consume. It's limited edition. They only make 100.
Oh wow!
So it's Elijah Craig bourbon is what it is, and it's a special single barrel bourbon that they barreled up or bottled up for this particular cause.
Yep, and they go for about $100 a bottle, and they've sold most of them, but I think there's a few still left, which I'll give Jack the details if people want to get them. The reason we're involved with it is because we're all the proceeds go to charity, and they chose one of our charities this year, and it's helping school kids.
Oh, cool.
What we found was that there's it's going to a headmaster's fund in a school that's quite underprivileged. And what we found was there was kids that didn't have uniform, couldn't afford uniform, so they got kind of singled out.
Right.
But also the older kids. There's a lot of kids with a lot of talent for basketball and education and stuff, and they weren't going to college. And the reason they weren't going to college is because they couldn't afford the bus fares or the train fares or the plane fares to get up to look at these colleges that were offering places. So the $10,000 that's been raised by this particular bottle is going to the Headmasters Fund to help those kids.
That's very cool. That's really cool. How'd you get hooked up with that?
It's one of our customers.
Is it really?
Yeah. There's 5 guys who decided a few years ago, hey, listen, this is what we'll do. We'll just get a limited edition number of bottles done, sell it, and each year we'll choose a charity. Last time we were involved with them was last year, and that was for a charity which provides Christmas for children that aren't going to see Christmas.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that's nice.
And so they have like a big semi-truck, and inside it is Christmas, and there's Santa in there and Mother Christmas, and the whole thing is for Christmas for those kids that aren't going to see it, and the whole thing is a Christmas experience. And some of the money there went to buy some equipment for them for that.
Oh, good.
So it's a really good cause, and so they're a couple of our group training and therapy handlers.
5 glasses, right now?
Yeah, 5.
I'll be right back.
You drink? I can't remember.
I don't drink that. I do drink, but I don't drink.
Yeah,
4 glasses.
4 glasses. Yeah.
4 bigger glasses.
Yeah, Jack, grab some
Let's
bourbon.
go. How about we just pass the bottle with a silly straw?
Right. Yeah.
I think we can do that.
Yeah.
Take a couple slugs.
Now, obviously, you've made a name for yourself here in Central Florida as a dog trainer primarily. It's dogs almost always, right?
Yeah,
all dogs.
yeah.
And,
have you ever tried training a cat?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no,
not
they don't,
real
they're not
easy.
listeners.
What?
But in Winter Springs, you've been doing it over there at Central Winds Park for quite a while. But I know you've expanded as well here recently. I know that you have opened up for franchising, and you do have a second location out in Kissimmee. Is that where it is?
No, the second location is going to be close to Winter Springs.
It is
pretty close.
In the same area?
About 5 miles away.
Oh, right. For some reason, I thought it was on the other side of town.
No, it's going to be in Oviedo.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
That's not that
been
far
selling
away
it for a while, but yeah, they're actually building a custom-made training area that they want us to design, and we're going to run a program over there as well. So, but yeah, franchising is coming up very shortly, and I'm moving into podcasting in May.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Because, we're playing with names at the moment. I like the Juicy Bone.
The Juicy Bone. It's
like an hour with a juicy bone.
You have to be very careful with that one.
Oh, Daryl, we know what you're saying. We know what you're saying, Daryl.
You're going to get a lot of initial action.
And then a lot of disappointment.
And then a lot of what the Fs.
Yeah, so that's I'm hoping that's going to come in May, and it's going to be interesting information. It's going to be some of the questions and stuff because a lot of people call into the show
right
when I'm on, a lot of people can't get answers and stuff like that. So it's a way of reaching out and answering some of those other questions there as well.
You know, I think that would be really cool because I've never heard of a pet podcast here in town. But secondly, as well, I mean, outside of the training aspect of it, you could have on guests to talk about dog nutrition, talk about health, signs of issues that are normal for certain breeds, because that's a specific thing now.
Well, that's one of the things we're looking at is, you know, I'm not going to make judgment on any particular food, but hey, if someone is, you know, they're into raw food and they're an expert in that, then come in and tell us why, you know, we should be feeding raw food. And if they're an expert in something else, we'll make the plan for that. You know?
Sure.
Let people make their own decisions.
Yeah, I mean, the people can definitely make their own decisions. For
You were talking about dog food. correct?
Yeah. But maybe here's the thing. I mean, some
no,
dogs.
no. It's just we heard a different word.
No. Yeah. I just think that the food choice for your dog is very important.
Oh, it's everything. What
And,
goes out goes. I mean, what
that's
goes in, has to come out. And
there's lots of little things. I mean, who knew the French Bulldog has taken over?
Right.
I
Yeah. Now
know.
I was just talking to my family about this. Now, for people who do not know, who aren't into dog news, now the French Bulldog has taken over the Labrador Retriever as the most popular dog in America for the first time ever.
Which is nice that the
30
French have
years.
finally won something.
Yeah, we covered that last week.
Did you
actually.
really?
Yeah, we did, because I mean, it's the first time in 31 years, and not only that, it's a breed of dog that, like we were talking about, you know, some countries in the EU have banned the French Bulldog because they're trying to discourage people from adopting the smushy-faced dogs, because those attributes that people find so cute are really not healthy for the dog.
Well, you know where they came from? It was the early 1800s. The lace makers from England went over to France, and they took with them bulldogs, and they wanted smaller bulldogs to chase the rats and stuff like that. So they took those over to France, and the suggestion is that they mixed them with the pug and a terrier, and that's where the French Bulldog came from.
Because they're so stinking
Yeah,
cute.
there was one on the Titanic. How about this?
Wow, really?
There was one on the Titanic, and it was insured for $750 in 1922.
Wow. That's going to be like 20 grand now.
Yeah, I think it's about $15,000 now. That was what it was insured for. Obviously, it died. But,
Right.
Yeah. So was there an insurance payment?
Well, the two
I don't
people
know.
who
I
owned it
didn't
died
like to
too.
talk about it in case I upset Jack.
All right, 407 916 1041.
He's got game.
If you have a question for Daryl, you can text it as well, 77031. We would love to hear from you on the phones. We do have one quick one coming in. Let's get this started with this one we got from the texting service, because I'm actually kind of interested about this myself. It says here, Jim, I have a black lab that carries her toy everywhere in her mouth and falls asleep with it. I don't know why. Do you think Pawfection knows why? Does the dog have an obsession with her toy and sleeps with it in her mouth?
It's a lab thing, actually. Retrievers, Labradors, they're the dogs that when you turn up at someone's house or someone comes to your house, they're going to go and get a toy and they're going to carry it around with them. It's in the breed. It's that retriever instinct. It's also a soothing thing, you know, and there's normally one toy that they love. I think everyone will probably identify with the fact that they've had their dog 2 or 3 years, and there's that one toy that hasn't been destroyed.
Yeah,
everything else, and it's dirty and it's scrappy and it's loved, but they have that one toy.
Yep.
But certainly carrying the things around or having something in its mouth, it brings you a gift. It's that retriever instinct. But I think it's a soothing thing. If she's sleeping with it, then it's
No problem.
It's her baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
problem. Okay,
No,
good.
lovey.
Nothing to worry about.
Okay, good. I think most people just think maybe there's a behavioral issue there that's going to turn into something else. I'm trying to catch it early, you know.
And man, a dog's favorite toy, just absolute ugh. So disgusting.
They are.
That's because they're so loved.
My dog's favorite toy looks like it's got like leprosy.
Oh, yeah,
or
mine's like
something.
a stuffed elephant, and one corner of it is messed up. It's got that zombie disease.
I know.
My dog's favorite toy is the poop he finds outside.
Oh, yeah. Well, the terrible thing is we have all those wild animals are around the house, and I have to keep an eye on my dog because you guys sit there and she's doing the old turd buffet.
Yeah.
Sniffing around looking for deer droppings or coon droppings or anything to sniff and lick.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And then come
That's when
inside and give you a kiss.
Yeah, I've grown over the past 14 years. When Jeter first did that and I caught him, it's like I'm trying to open his mouth and get it out of his mouth, and meanwhile, like gagging this whole time. And now it's just like, I'm like, oh, come on, man. Just hurry up.
She'll come back with that a little bit of it on her nose, and I'll pick her up and I'll hold her. I'm like, who are you? What are you doing?
Which is why we don't let dogs
disgusting this
lick
is?
our face. you
No.
see.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Or anything else on us.
Yeah. That's why you don't have dogs in your bed.
Yeah, well,
Another quick question here from the texting service is, for the 6-week puppy class at Winter Springs, do they have to be consecutive weeks, or can you make up a missed week due to travel?
No, you can make a couple of weeks up. What we say to people is when they sign up, if there's a couple of weeks you can't make in that 6-week period, just let us know. We add the weeks for you. So you'll get 8 weeks to do 6. We try and make it flexible because we know that, people have got lives.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Steve, how you doing? You got a question for Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training?
I do. Thanks, guys. I have a 14-year-old. It's a pug Jack Russell mix, and it's starting to lose some mobility. And I've tried the ramps. I've tried the steps. He's just pretty stubborn. It's the pug in him. He just won't take to it. Do you have any suggestions?
He's 14 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The first thing you've got to make sure, Steve, is that he's not in pain, and that's why he's not using the ramps. It's not just stubbornness. No,
he's been to the vet several times since.
Oh, he's fine, is it? Okay. In that case, it's the breed he is, the pug and the Jack. The best thing to do is to put him onto his leash, take him out for a walk, bring him home, and walk him straight up the ramp, and push him beyond his comfort zone. Just take him up there, so it's not really a choice thing. You're making it. I mean, don't drag him up there by his neck. But
are you saying that there's a little fear involved there, maybe, and you're helping the dog overcome the fear, or they think it's maybe an obstacle they can't complete themselves?
It's more often than not. And we get this with puppies quite a lot. Actually, the puppies are so used to putting their front legs up on something, and you lift them in or lift them up. They're so used to you being a human slave for them that they would rather you just pick them up and put them on there. So when you actually put a ramp in there or steps, they're like, no, I don't think so, human. I think you can just...
Can't you just pick me up and lift me?
Yeah, that's right.
Like you've been doing for the last 18
Daryl,
years?
What about putting a treat at the top? Is that something that would work?
Thanks, Steve.
you could if you sit on the seat, have him on his leash, have a treat at the top, and then call him up, and then just pull him up slightly to make him walk up. And then when he gets there, give him a treat. Then that's fine. But I think make him do it, but give him a reason to give him some praise at the end of there. But he sounds like he's being stubborn. I've been to places recently actually where they've got a 4-year-old dog. They live in an apartment and they're carrying like a 70-pound Labrador upstairs, 3 flights of stairs, because the dog just won't do the stairs. Because they've never done the stairs. And actually, once you just pull them beyond their comfort zone, then they'll do it, and they'll do it in 2 seconds.
Our little dog, we actually she didn't want to come up the stairs. We took her up the stairs and then walked her down.
Yeah, and you can
and not walk up, because up was a little different. And then we did that a couple of times. Then we would stand on the stairs and call her, and she would go up one stair and then figure out, oh, I got this, and then now it's no problem whatsoever.
And coming down, all you do is you just pull them just beyond the point where they can't stay up there anymore, and let them take that step down, and then by the 3rd step, they're up and down there, no problem at all. It's just they're not used to it.
Right.
Or they just like the fact, hey, lift me.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We have lines open. Grab one of those now. Ask Daryl Payne a question from Pawfection Dog Training. Make sure that you make it nice and concise and short. That way he can give you a nice long answer. Any behavioral issues he can certainly take care of. We'll do that next.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041, with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch for delays from a crash north on 429 approaching Western Way, taking up 2 lanes of traffic. We're still seeing a slow ride westbound on I-4 between World Drive and Osceola Polkline Road, as well as between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. Eastbound travel is also slow between Osceola Parkway to 535. We're still in good shape on the 408. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's panini flavors are getting even bolder, like buffalo chicken paired with creamy mac and cheese. They're sure to be the envy of every lunch. Go ahead, try a new bold panini today.
Man,
Gotta have a Wawa.
You just bought your dream home. You walk inside, you're like, I love everything about this house except that master bathroom is a nightmare. That's got to go. The cool thing is you can buy that house confidently now because you have Rebath in your back pocket ready to redo your bathroom, rebuild it with beautiful products, natural stone, travertine, and marble, and they control everything. That is one of the great reasons you should use Rebath in Mid-Florida. Once you hire these guys, that's it. You're done. They do the plumbing and the lighting. They do the cabinetry. They provide all the design aspects, and they install it in just 4 to 6 days. By the way, they do that with their employees. You'll never see a subcontractor out there. It's all employees of Rebath. Plus, they'll give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And if you're like me, like I don't know anything about design, but don't worry. They do have a design team that can take your ideas and their products, and next thing you know, they turn it into a beautiful bathroom you're going to love for many, many years. And let me remind you, there are companies out there impersonating Rebath. They're telling you they're using products from or they're affiliated with. That is not true. If it's not Rebath in Mid-Florida, you're not going to get a Rebath bathroom. Log on to the website, check out the before and afters, then book your appointment. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift.
And performances by iHeart Icon Award recipient Pink, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
Watch on Fox and listen on iHeartRadio.
Monday night at 8 p.m.
Did you know trading in your car at a dealer could cost you money? A recent study found consumers who trade in their car pay an average of $990 more. So don't trade in. Sell it to We Buy Any Car. Learn more and get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Hey, Scott.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale.
Hi, I did my spring cleaning, but I still feel I'm missing something.
Don't worry, our spring sale has offers on everything from air purifiers to cabinets, cushion covers to sofas and storage, all to help you start fresh in every part of your space.
A total refresh. I love it.
Don't miss the IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to IKEA-USA.com/offers before 4/10. Offer valid 3/15 to 4/10, U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
And now for today's Roblox winter weather alert, iHeartland on Roblox has been walloped by a winter snowstorm. It is a winter wonderland. You can now ice skate at State Farm Park. In State Farm Neighborhood, you can compete in snowball fights, grab a hot cocoa and cookies, and more. There's also special events from your favorite artists and podcasters all month, along with scavenger hunts, exclusive content, and unique items. So enjoy the festive winter weather at iHeartland on Roblox. Head to iHeartRadio.com/iHeartland today.
DeLandAuto.com. $25,000 low price guarantee.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
My friend was just in St. Martin, and they said that there was bulldozers cleaning up the beaches from the weeds down there.
Oh, yeah.
And now that stuff doesn't really wash back out once it hits the beach. It seems to dry, lose its buoyancy, and just stays there and rots and stinks.
Oh, God.
But that's what nature is, and it's actually not a Sargasso weed, it's an algae, another misconception.
Wow, there you go. Like you want to bring them to a party.
Seriously.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Sitting with our buddy Daryl Payne, Paw Affection Dog Training in for Animal House. Time to take some questions. We have some people on the line. We have some text questions. Let's get right to it. Let's see. Let's go. Here's one. Let's just start with this one because I've actually been interested in this as well. And I know that we talk about the eating of the poo, but my dog will, other dogs, and this is the question from the person online, they roll around in it. They'll find something either dead or some some feces, and they will. Everybody sees them. They'll time it out perfect. So when they roll over, they try to get as much of it on them as possible. Why do dogs do that?
It's a hunting instinct. When they're hunting for something, what they'll do is they'll go out, and it goes right back to when they were, wild animals. They'll find a dead fish or some dead animal or something like that.
So they're trying to mask their smell?
They're masking their own smell.
Wow.
Because obviously other animals will pick up the scent of dogs and wolves and things like that. So if they roll in the scent of something else, then they can get closer to their prey.
Wow, unbelievable.
Because my best friend had a dog, and she knew it. She knew as soon as she saw a dead fish on the side of the lake, my friend would be like, don't
even think about it. Don't even think about it.
And the dog would go just a nose further and a nose further, and you'd see the dog go, yeah, F it, I'll get the bath. This is a dead fish right here.
There's so much of their natural instinct in their behavior.
Right.
And we'll often look at it as something humanized, but there's a lot of things they still do. They haven't been
domesticated
for very long, really, in the great scheme of things.
Right.
Yeah, 55 million years of wild and maybe 10,000 years of true domestication.
Right, exactly, right.
We've still got little wild animals in our living room, really.
All right, 407-916-1041. Let's go to the phones here. Hey, Kurt, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Question for Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training.
Hey, Jim. Love the show.
Thanks.
Hey, Daryl. It's great to be able to ask you a question. You're awesome. So I have a almost 2 years old blue nose pit bull. She's sweet as sugar to everybody and everyone and everything. The only two things that we can't fix is car rides. She's terrified. She looks like a person who's just been on a ship deep sea fishing for the first time, like super car sick. I could give her favorite treat in the car going to my mom's house. She won't touch it. She's just ill in the car. I was wondering what you thought about that. And still runs away off leash. Was wondering how you felt about invisible fences.
Thanks, buddy.
So two very different things there. The first one, let's deal with the car sickness first. The best thing I can suggest for car sickness is that you, first of all, just sit her in the car. Don't go anywhere. Just sit with her just for 5 minutes or so, and then 10 minutes, and just sit her in the car. That will start to reduce the anxiety that she will already have started to build up through the car rides. So if I had, if you had a puppy now, I'd be saying to you, do this, off the bat. and then just a straight run. So if you just put her in the car, make sure she can fix a horizon out of the car. So don't put her somewhere where she's looking. Think about the fact, if you're in a car and you're reading a book and you're going around country lanes and
it's tough.
Yeah, you're going to be sick.
You get sick,
So if you can sit her up, I mean, she should really be wearing a seatbelt anyway. I know this is a law they're talking about bringing in. But if you can sit her up in a seatbelt so that she can look out of the window and fix her horizon and just do a straight road, and then get out and get someone to, obviously drive you up there, get her out and just walk her home. So just a very short, straight journey, and then slowly build that up. But you want to try and keep her so she's looking out of the window and fixing the horizon. That's the first one. Second one, running off in the invisible fence. Invisible fence, you got to remember it is a shot collar. There's three kinds of dogs. You've got the dog that is very nervous, which if you use the invisible fence with that one, it probably won't go out in the back garden again, ever, because it's so afraid. You've got the other end of the spectrum where the dog is a high prey drive, a lot of adrenaline rushing. So if they see something outside of your invisible fence, the adrenaline builds up. Adrenaline is a painkiller, and they'll punch through the fence. Now, once they've chased whatever it is, and the adrenaline subsided, they don't have that painkiller to come back again. So now they're stuck outside of your fence.
Right, they can't come home.
And then you've got the middle of the road dog, which is the one that the invisible fence will probably work for. But you have to be very careful how you use it, how you set it up, and you do need expert advice on how to do it so you do it properly, and you don't create a problem for yourself or ruin the dog. It's
let me hop in there on this one, because we had a 150-pound dog, Dexter. We've talked about him, my bull mastiff, for a while. He had a problem when we lived on the lake. The lake was shallow, and we had a fence that separated my neighbor and myself. He would go down into the lake, walk around the fence, and come up in her yard, and then go out into the neighborhood. He started doing that, right? So we put a shock collar on him, and then put the fence down by the water, right? Then the water was 30 feet from the house. He got into the water, the collar activated, and hit him, right? He would not go in the backyard for 2 months. He would not step off of the patio onto the grass because he thought the grass is what shocked him.
Well, he has no idea what it was, but whatever it was in the back of that house.
And that is the problem. And the other thing you've got to remember with invisible fence is the fact there is no barrier there. So you can't ever guarantee it. But also, it might keep your dog in. It doesn't stop other things getting into your dog. So if the dog's out in the backyard and an alligator comes up, or a bear or anything else, your dog's stuck.
Coyote.
Inside,
Another dog?
Yeah, inside there. So it's not something that would be my first choice.
Got it.
A physical barrier is often better, and to be honest with you, something that you can see through is better than something solid. Dogs like to jump over things that are solid. They don't like to jump over things they can see through. So if you're going to put
chain
a barrier
link or something like that.
Put something they can see through, and they don't tend to jump over it.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Hey, Jim, how are you? Question for Daryl Payne?
Yeah, thanks for taking it, Daryl. I've got a bully pit bull, sweetest thing in the world. I feed her a quality dog food, and I know sometimes dogs eat grass when they get an upset stomach, but I'm starting to think my dog is part cow. All she does is eat grass. How do I stop her from eating grass?
What a great question.
Grass, especially in the morning, is very juicy, very sweet. It is a natural thing that they will eat. I know they do to make themselves sick, but it is also vegetation, which does have some nutritional benefit if their body needs it. Quality dog food, it would be something which I would check the dog food, because sometimes when they say, hey, this is a high quality dog food, it turns out it's not quite as high quality as you think. So check to make sure that it is a very good quality food and the dog's getting everything she needs.
I was going to say, it could have a deficiency that the dog needs, and it finds it in the grass, maybe iron or whatever the case may be. Who knows?
So normally when they're doing something like that, a lot of dogs will eat dirt, and they're looking for something which is in the dirt as well. So just check that food, and you can always call us, tell us what food you're on over the phone, and we'll give you an honest opinion as to how high quality this is or not, because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and everyone's going to say their food is the best quality.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. We appreciate that. A lot of dogs do have allergic reactions at times as well to certain foods.
Yeah, and you know what? A lesson that I sadly learned the hard way with my Golden the last time. Do not always assume it's picky eating. If your dog suddenly turns their nose up at a food that they've, liked generally for a couple of years, a blood test is not out of the question. My dog unfortunately developed kidney disease that I always attributed to what he'd always done. He was a picky eater.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And it was the beginning of kidney disease. And by the time we discovered it, I had just a matter of weeks left with him. So if their diet suddenly changes or their appetite, it's not a bad idea to get a checkup at the vet. But, Daryl, I did want to ask someone, texted us at 77031, that fireworks freak my dog out. Is it okay with medicating dogs for this? We don't, but should we have her eat a Xanny or a Xanax?
It's something you really have to speak to your veterinarian about. There is no easy way of dealing with fireworks for dogs that are already terrified of it. If you've got a puppy now, then you can download into a speaker firework noises and that kind of thing and desensitize the dog now in preparation for perhaps July. So you're preventing it. But if a dog's already terrified of it, then there isn't very much you can do other than let them find their own spot. Medication is something which, yes, it would be a last resort, but some dogs are so terrified that it's the only option. You do have to go with your veterinarian, though. Please don't just, oh, well, my neighbour said,
right,
give it this, give it that. Go with the vet. Fireworks is a lot easier than thunder, in actual fact, because they're coming. 4th of July it's going to come. New Year's it's going to come, Christmas. So you've got time to give a dog some medication to take the edge off. Thunder is far more difficult. You never know when it's going to come.
Right. But we know it's coming because we're here in Florida.
That's right.
All right.
Well, other than 2:00 every afternoon.
Right. Yeah.
You can bet on it.
407-916-1041. Hey, Al, how are you? Welcome to the show. Question for Daryl?
Yeah, Jimmy. Thanks, Daryl. I have two American Eskimo Spits. They're litter mates, brother and sister, and we take them out everywhere, and we've been to a lot of dog events and stuff, and they're really good around people, and then dogs as well. It's just when the initial dog that they see, the first dog that they see, it's like the little girl gets a little aggressive, and then he follows. So it just takes them a little while to chill. Like even in Lowe's, we're walking, and then here's a beautiful dog coming the other way, and they both start barking and get aggressive with that initial meeting. But then they really chill afterwards, though. So I don't know why they get so excited with that first meeting.
Literally because it's the first meeting. What you'll find is that when they go to perhaps a dog park or a meeting like that, the first meeting with other dogs, they're trying to establish some kind of pack order, pecking order. They're trying to establish themselves. The female will normally go first because females tend to be more dominant than males.
What are you saying?
And males do as they're told because that's the way things should be, apparently.
Right.
It's taken me 27 years of marriage to work that one out, but I'm there.
Congrats.
So when they first meet another dog before they've settled down, it's almost like, oh, there's a dog. Right, I'm the boss. And then the males chipping in as well. Yeah, I'm here to protect you and I'm here to support you, dear.
You see it, right? You see me back here doing this, right?
But then after that, they settle down because, okay, now we're around other dogs. It's just that first meeting.
And there's no threat, right? Aren't they really trying to figure out if there's a threat or not by kind of doing that and figuring out what the dog's all about, what kind of vibe the dog has?
It's just, they've gone from being in the house where there's just each other to suddenly, there's another dog.
Right.
And it's like, right, well, let's either dominate this or work out where we're at. It can be the body language of the other dog as well. Some dogs give off a natural dominance the dogs will react to, but generally it's just that first meeting and then it's like, oh, okay.
Hey, is it? We just talked about this last night with the family. We're sitting around talking about when we bought our Shih Tzu Yorkie mix or Shorkie mix. We bought a brother and sister. We eventually rehomed the brother to Code Black, my good friend, so that they wanted a dog anyway because it was a bit too much for us at the time. And I was told that it's a bad idea to buy a
sibling pair,
to buy litter mate siblings. Is that true? Do you find that that's difficult in households to have a brother and sister or two sibling dogs?
It's not so much siblings; it's two dogs the same age. What I normally suggest to people, if they want two dogs and they really want two dogs, then get one first, get that to a year, and get it where you need it as far as behaviour goes and that kind of stuff, and settle down. And then get another dog if you want company for the other dog. Getting two dogs doubles your trouble.
Right.
They tend to bond closer to each other.
To each other, right. And that's a problem. Then they don't listen together.
Exactly. And they're more interested in in each other than you.
Right.
And the problem with that is, and I've just come from two dogs like that, two Rottweilers today, lovely dogs, but they are very much a bonded pair. They cannot be separated, and one has got serious hip dysplasia, so I don't think he's going to last a lot longer.
Oh,
and
no.
when he goes, it's going to be devastating for the other one. So when you've got a bonded pair and they're too bonded, it can be a real problem if something happens to one of them. So it really is worth, if you have two dogs, to spend some time separate from each other. So
they form their own identities, and it's not like two dogs, one identity.
Yeah, even if you just play a little search game for a treat with one of them and then play with the other one, so you're interacting on a one-to-one basis with them, as opposed to just, hey, you're both dogs, go play, and that takes the pressure off of me. There's still some responsibility there from the humans.
And then, Daryl, I wanted to touch on this real quick because we'll see this sometimes in the texting service or just listeners, but when you have an animal that passes, I've always heard that it's good to have like a T-shirt or a towel or something with the animal that passes that you can bring home for the other dog that's there, so that there isn't the confusion as where the other dog has gone. Once they smell that they should be able to know, oh, okay, it was the Rainbow Bridge that, and then that confusion doesn't last as long.
It's a sort of easing out kind of thing, as opposed to, true understanding on their part. I always suggest, I'll be honest with you, if you're going to have a dog euthanized, and there's no easy way of doing this,
right?
But if you can get the veterinarian to come out to the house, that's the best thing to do. And
the lapse of love is the greatest. Yeah. I mean, I was bitching. I said this on the air. I bitched about it because it was $1,100 or whatever it was. And then when the service came, I told them, I said, this is the cheapest, best experience I've ever had. You could charge 3 times for this service, and it would be well worth it.
They just pass away gently in their own environment, rather than the stress of going to a veterinary surgery somewhere, and they're panicked and everything else. If you can get someone to come out to the house, it's far better. I mean, I heard years ago when my police dog was put down. He was at our house, and I thought, well, I better get my boxer to go and see, and so she understands. Well, I took her over there; she couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But other dogs are more bonded. So I think having something with the other dog's smell in there, even though it's not there, it eases that through a little bit, rather than just
Sure. All right, well, let's get one more call in here before we get out. Daryl gets out here today. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about y'all?
Good. Question for Daryl.
Yes. I have a pit bull lab mix, and he's about 10 months old now. He's about 90 pounds. And this dog is, so scared of everything. I mean, when I come home, I greet him. Hey, boy, go be out. And he just bows down to everything and everybody in the house. It's confusing because he's a intimidating dog, but I'm confused of why he's so submissive, I guess it would be.
It's probably just his personality. There can be other factors there. But all dogs aren't the same. So if you went and saw a litter of puppies, they're not all going to be leaders. They're not all going to be submissive. They're not all going to be hunters, because in the wild, the pack wouldn't work like that.
Thanks, Chef.
So when you're looking for a puppy, we tend to pick the wrong one. We pick the one that jumps on us and we go, oh, look, he's picked us. Well, you've got the most dominant one.
Right, yeah.
Or we pick the one we feel sorry for, that's looking sad in the corner. Now you've got the fearful one, which will probably end up with a fear aggression problem. So it might be his initial makeup, but there are environmental factors when they're growing up that we either do things right or we do things wrong, or sometimes circumstances happen outside of our control, which contribute to behavioural issues. I think socialization is probably the most important thing for puppies, not just meeting other dogs and people, but environmental socialization as well, where they get to know their world. At 10 months, it's not too late, because the first 12 months are the most important. Getting him out and building his confidence up at this age, so you're socializing him in retrospect, would be important.
Right, yeah.
By all means, give us a call and come down to the group training on a Saturday. We have to do it gently. We're not going to throw him into the deep end, but I think the more he can experience in a gentle way, the better. The other thing is, try, if you can, I don't know if your family are kind of a loud family, but that can throw dogs out as well. So if you come home and, hey boy, how are you, and all this kind of thing, then that can contribute to fear problems because the dog gets very submissive. So try and keep the overexcitement down, gentle voice, and just bring him on slowly. But if you want to give us a call, then do so, and we can start socializing him in retrospect. Get rid of this fear problem, because fear can become aggression.
Let's get that number out there because we got to get out of here. How will people contact you to be part of the classes in Winter Springs or to set up a personal appointment?
So if you want an in-home session, 407-456-1066, 407-456-1066. If you want to join the Facebook page, if you search under groups for Perfection Dog Training USA members page, and you can join the Facebook page there, or go onto the website, which is perfectiondogtraining.com. There are, in fact, I've just been texted by Penny, 25 bottles left.
Oh, yeah, the Elijah Craig,
That's all that's left. So what I'll do is I'll give Jack the details, and if anyone wants one of those collector's item that you're going to try, and tell them whether it's good or not, because I wouldn't know.
We're going to try it right now.
Yeah, I can. I'll leave the details with Jack. There's only 25 left, and it's only that one run they do. So it's, you
got it.
You'll be drinking a collector's item.
Very good, and that will raise money, and all that goes to help those kids get those fares to get over and get that college education.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good cause. It really is, and they're a good bunch of people, and they do a lot for charity.
Well, thanks, buddy. It's always good seeing you.
Thank
Great job
you,
again.
Daryl.
Thanks, Daryl.
Yeah, and of course, I'll be posting the Animal House podcast later on for all of the people who missed all of the great advice today. And as always, Animal House is generously brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know and love have been in a car, truck, even a motorcycle accident, here's a couple of reasons why you need to call Klausman Law. One, Glenn is never going to pass you off to a caseworker, but he's going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why, year after year, he's voted super lawyer and legal elite, but he's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, if you've been in an accident, give Glenn a call at 407-917-1718 or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Overnight lows tonight will be dipping into the low 60s with partly cloudy skies, but by the time tomorrow afternoon rolls around, those highs will be soaring to the mid, if not upper 80s across the interior. We are going to be seeing a lot of sunshine Thursday. Dry skies remain through Friday, and afternoon highs by this weekend could be reaching the low 90s. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt for 50% off tax prep, but do it before April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max savings $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is a top 10 TripAdvisor Travel's Choice Award winner year after year, and it's the only place where you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close and see the spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. And be sure to take advantage of this great new deal they have right now. It's a 2-day ticket offer costing less than $45 per day, and it offers maximum flexibility for the entire family. Again, so many great things to do over there. The Space Shuttle display is simply amazing. All the new things. You're going to love it at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Book your appointment today and get your tickets at kennedysspacecenter.com.
Spring into a new Mazda at Daytona Mazda with over 200 new Mazdas to choose from. Check out the new 2023 Mazda CX-5 or CX-9 today. And with rates as low as 0%, there's never been a better time to get into a new Mazda with our complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. Daytona Mazda is prepared to make the car buying process as streamlined as possible out of respect for your valuable time. Stop on by Daytona Mazda at the Daytona Auto Mall today at I-95 and LPGA or shop online at DaytonaMazda.com.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Maxwell, she was scratching and losing some hair. My vet, she says, oh, he must be allergic to chicken. Another vet said, eat the grain. Third vet said, it's the weather. Then somebody said, DINOVITE.com. It took 2 weeks, and the dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. The Dinovite is a big part of Maxwell's diet.
You get some Dinovite, how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com. Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit floridashistoriccoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey, isn't the Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity over at Denny's, or is that an IHOP thing? I'm not really sure.
I know Denny's has the
moons over my hammy.
Yeah, the moons over my hammy, which is the over easy eggs thing.
Grand slams.
That's the Grand Slam breakfast.
Yeah,
that's a Denny's scenario.
Yeah, that's their thing.
You remember that song? Denny's. Dun-da Denny's. It's a da-da-da-da-da-da.
In the town of Bedrock. Wait a minute, that's the Flintstones.
It is from the Flintstones, but Denny's did a commercial with that. My wife knows that song, And when she gets a little buzz and the kids are around, she screams things in their face. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life.
By the way, Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity is an IHOP specialty.
Girl.
And they just brought it back.
Oh, good. And that's basically just it's pancakes with fruit compote on top, right?
Yes,
like
I believe
blueberries
so.
and strawberries or whatever.
Oh, that's gonna piss off DeSantis.
That's a damn good tone. All right, 407.
He ain't wrong.
You'll write a bill about it soon. Don't worry. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. How often do you guys buy gift cards?
Never, to be honest with you. I don't really understand the logic of gift cards.
Not necessarily a gift card for money, because I don't understand that either, but a gift card for like for a store or whatever, like a Home Depot or Panera or whatever. I mean, do you guys ever buy those as gifts for people for like birthdays?
Occasionally, yes.
I just bought one gift card for cash for my oldest nephew, Kirk Jr., who just had a birthday.
Very nice. Well,
I have a growing stack of them because my daughter is receiving them. There's like a bonus thing at work, and she gets gift cards, and she just cashes them out to me. Like, she's like, hey, can I borrow $50? Here's a gift card. So I am buying her gift card. So I have a stack. So
what do you think you got there?
This Christmas.
Couple $100.
Make sure they don't expire.
Who's getting fleeced, though, on that deal?
Yeah, if I get an old Chipotle gift card from you, Jack, I'm telling you straight up, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. and you can tell an old gift card.
You good with Walgreens?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when you take out that little register receipt, the gift card receipt, and
Right.
it says, 2021 on it.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. Or you try to use the card, and they're like, I'm sorry, this card is expired.
Oh, that's my fear.
Or if you try to use the card and you find out what we're talking about here is that somebody has stolen the numbers and PIN number off of the gift card hanging on the rack. So they say, this is the story is this. If you're buying a gift card, buy it from a place where the rack is near the register. And if I know who does this, Walgreens does this better than anybody. Their gift card rack is in sight of the register, and there's a reason why they do that. And other stores will be probably making this move. What you do is, if you're the scam artist, you go and you pick one of those, let's say it's $100 gift card from Visa or whatever, right?
Right.
You get the information off of the back and the PIN, and you reseal the card so you can't really tell it's been done, right? And then you just wait, and every day you check to see if that card's been purchased and activated. And once it's activated, you have the number and PIN code, and you spend the money before they even know it's spent. And it's happening over and over. So they tell you if you're buying a gift card out there, especially like one of those cash gift cards, $50, $25, it doesn't really matter. What they're doing is they go a couple cards back, they'll scan it with their phone, they'll get the information, and they'll get the PIN, and then they recover the PIN up so you can't see it. And this is what they're saying here in this. Cards are all different. I know a lot of them now have an entire cardboard cover and everything now.
Right.
But they do have to activate it at the register, so it has to show. So once they figure the PIN and everything out, once it's activated, they can just keep going back to that card and to see if it's activated. And once the money has been activated, it could be while you're standing there. And by the time you get to your car with your gift card, your money is gone already. They've already spent it online.
Wouldn't it just be easier to get a damn job?
No, it would not. Not for
I
them.
guess.
You know what's one of my favorite things about a gift card? I got a gift card to a restaurant. They do make good gifts. I love the glue on a gift card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about the glue on a gift card.
Yeah, that's that stuff.
That's that and then
It's
you just roll it off.
Oh,
in the
it's
sun.
it's synthetic boogers.
Oh, it's so good.
It's exactly what it is. It's synthetic boogers. And by the way, you know what that stuff's really good at?
What?
Cleaning.
All right.
You get that goop or whatever. And if you have something, you rub that, like roll it over. If you're trying to clean something off of a counter or whatever, it sticks to it and gets it right up. You can also use it to clean out the dust between your keys and your.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a small amount of glue. How much glue is your gift cards getting?
I just clean by K on my keyboard. That's
I was about to say.
I use that one a lot.
Talk about cleaning a keyboard.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. An interesting case. Have you guys heard about the Bad Bunny lawsuit?
No.
Oh, what do you do?
Does everybody know who Bad Bunny is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Bad Bunny, for people who do not know, is one of the biggest musical acts on planet Earth. Now, if you haven't heard of him, he's a big Spanish artist or Latino artist.
Puerto Rican,
and he's gigantic. Like, In that community, he's like Taylor Swift big.
Yeah, sold out Camping World Stadium in a matter of minutes.
Right,
I
yeah.
think.
Sold out a stadium.
Yeah.
The guy's a monster.
He's so big that I have listened to an entire album of Bad Bunny.
and
I don't even know what he's saying.
And dude's got swag. It's crazy. Well, there's a story about him and his girlfriend, and I will tell you exactly what the problem is. And it's actually a very interesting case. We'll do that next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio. 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Avoid northbound travel on the Turnpike. There's a crash taking up 3 lanes of traffic at 429. We're also seeing heavy traffic eastbound on I-4 now between Park Street and Lee Road, and also between 429 and St. Johns River Bridge. Westbound travel slow too between Sand Lake Road and 535. We're still seeing a slow ride between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's panini flavors are getting even bolder, like buffalo chicken paired with creamy mac and cheese. They're sure to be the envy of every lunch. Go ahead, try a new bold panini today. Gotta have a Wawa.
Here in Central Florida, utility companies raised the rates 3 times last year, and you just heard us talk about this a couple weeks ago. They jacked them again already, and they're thinking about doing it again. But you can stop going along with those rate increases because you can go solar with Solar Bear. Solar Bear happens to be the highest rated and reviewed solar company here in the state. They're locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. Just visit solarbear.com today. Get that free estimate and check it out right now. You can also get 0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to that electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes, like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah. Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
World Cup players like Pulisic, McKennie, and Adams are taking the field on March 27th at Exploria Stadium for the final match of the CONCACAF Nations League group stage. Don't miss out on their amazing talent. Get your tickets now at ussoccer.com/tickets.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima Rogue and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
I'm Jeff. I got a call that my wife Katie was in a bad car accident and was airlifted to Shands Hospital. When I got there, she was in surgery for a brain injury. She's had a long recovery. We needed an attorney. Our close friends recommended Glenn Klausman. Glenn Klausman was available 24/7 to help. We've been blessed by my wife's recovery. The results from Glenn Klausman's efforts were way more than expected. He's more than an attorney for us. He's a friend. Call him at 407-917-1718, KLAUSMAN law.com, office Winter Park.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Just come out.
attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
So many new cars. It's madness. Get yours at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hola.
Jack's here.
Hi.
And so is Ross.
Hey.
Hey, do you have the song from Bad Bunny called Pati? P-A-T-I?
Let's take a look.
I'm guessing it's party, but Pati?
I have it as written in party. There's one that's called party.
Okay, see if that was the same one. Let me see how this begins.
What? I sounded like Beth. Yeah. Are we gonna keep pretending like you know Spanish?
No. Yeah, this is not the song. The song is Pati. P-A-T-I is the song, if we can find that, and that way I can explain exactly what's going on. So we're talking about Bad Bunny. That's the artist we're playing here. He's a gigantic, massive Latin music superstar. Is it Latin or Spanish? Is it the same? Does it matter?
No, it isn't actually the same, and I get corrected on this all the time.
Well, I want to make sure I get it right.
Latino, I would say Latino artist.
So
Spanish specifically means Spain.
Yeah, big as it gets in that world. I don't know that there's any bigger. I mean, Karol G's up there, right?
Yeah.
Couple players up there, but I mean, as far as males go, this is it?
Yes, sir. Pati.
Okay.
Bad Bunny. Bryant Myers.
For some reason, it's not on that one either. I wonder if they're editing it out already. Okay, so on this song, Pati, his ex-girlfriend, Carlise de la Cruz Hernandez, starts off the song by going, "It's Bad Bunny, baby."
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It's a very Yeah, turn that
There
up.
it is. Okay.
Play it again.
All right, here we go.
Bad Bunny, baby. Bad Bunny, baby.
So I guess that's pretty famous. I don't know anything about. I mean, I know Bad Bunny because we have room in the building, and you hear about Bad Bunny all the time. And of course, he's a massive star. When he came to here in Orlando, he sold out the Citrus Bowl in a matter of minutes.
Yeah,
70, 80,000 people. He's a gigantic star. Well, that voice that you hear is his ex-girlfriend, Carlise de la Cruz Hernandez, who recorded that little line saying "Bad Bunny, baby." She was not paid for it.
Oh boy,
I knew it.
But the interesting thing is I believe she did record it. But the initial thing, it was like on a voice recording, like a voicemail thing or something. How much do you think she wants?
10 million.
3 million.
Shoot the gap.
52 million.
Deb wins $40 million.
Whoa!
$40 million.
Come on, Jack. I saw you close your eyes. Give it to me anyway.
She says for at least $40 million.
Yes, so
for a well-known voice recording she provided the singer before he became famous. So she left this recording for him before he made it. He did not ask for her permission to use that on this song.
Uh-oh.
And they recorded the song, and of course the song and his career and everything have exploded.
That's for Bad Bunny.
I said Bad Bunny.
That's for Deb.
Okay, there you
No,
go.
not for you. That's for Bad Bunny doing that without permission.
Right, good, good.
Yeah, bad Bunny.
Yeah.
It's been viewed on YouTube 355 million times. Now I don't know what that translates into money. I don't think it's that much with YouTube, is it?
Oh no, it is.
Yeah,
Is it?
355 million views.
Yeah.
What's that translate into?
A lot.
Over a million?
I mean, I've got a video on there that's 4+ million, And you're talking thousands.
Okay, good. So that means this
over the span of years.
Yeah. Okay, well, this one's been doing quite well for a while, so you can imagine that, it has it's done very well for him. The lawsuit states that her distinguishable voice has also been used without her consent for songs, records, promotion, worldwide concerts, television, radio, and social and music platforms. And if they play that 3-word sentence, Bad Bunny Baby, anywhere in that without her permission, written consent, I think he could be in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is like the Michael Buffer thing.
A little bit, yeah.
What was that?
Uh-oh. I heart cha-ching.
Since then, thousands of people have commented directly on Carly's social media networks, as well as every time she goes to a public place about the Bad Bunny Baby. It's caused current issues. She feels worried, anguished, intimidated, overwhelmed, and anxious. Also sued is a couple other people who are managers or involved with Bad Bunny's team. You think she should get the money?
I mean,
she deserves something. Her likeness is on a recorded that's licensed, that's being sold and monetized without her permission.
They got together in 2011, so 12 years ago they were a couple. A year later, let's see, and then they wound up breaking up later down the road around 2015. He asked her, the birth of the phrase Bad Bunny Baby came around 2015. Mm-hmm. Martinez and De La Cruz asked De La Cruz to record herself saying it. She did so in a bathroom one day while staying with a friend because that's where it was the least noisy, and then sent it to him. So it was like a voicemail recording thing that she sent. Now, here's the problem where it gets interesting. She voluntarily sent that to him. Now, I don't know anything about the exclusive law there, but if Ross sent me a voicemail, sent it to my phone, and I played that voicemail, I don't think I'm in trouble, because when you send that, you're basically giving me consent, are you not?
No.
Right.
And as far as radio broadcasting, if he leaves you a voicemail and you play it on the air, you are in trouble because he did not leave a message with the intent to be played on the air.
Yeah, man.
What's different between our talkbacks and our calls, when they call the radio station, there's an expectation that they'll be on the air. Therefore, we are allowed to play that.
Don't you remember that from your FCC module training, Jimmy?
I do, but I think this is actually a little bit more of an eccentric case than that. I do believe that. You don't think so?
No, I believe because a voicemail isn't meant for general consumption. That is a message between one individual to another individual.
If the one individual wants it to be that way.
Well,
could I play it for you and get in trouble?
But not unless
I just have to make money off of it to get in trouble, right?
Not money, no. I mean, you could put someone on blast on social media and play their voicemail, and that's basically you broadcasting their voice without their explicit permission that you do that. Now, if she gave this voicemail under the understanding, hey, babe, I'm going to use this as a drop in my future song, and she sends it to him, there could be some wiggle room, I believe, legally for them to say, well, she was under the understanding that this was going to be used commercially.
How about if it was left on an answering machine in a business? Let's say it was the office of the record company.
It's still not meant for general consumption, so it's not her giving. It's
Even
just
when you leave it, if you are leaving it with a record company whose sole purpose is to make things like that recorded.
No, it's just like out in the newsroom, right? When I used to work out in the newsroom, and you'd specifically call someone for an interview, and they would call you back before you could even start rolling tape. You had to say, do I have your permission to roll tape on this interview? And you are aware that what's being said is going to be broadcast at a later date. I mean, and that was with people that agreed to be interviewed. So in this case, it all depends on the intention, I think, for why she gave him why she gave the voicemail. Was it just, hey, look I made this for you. Isn't this cute?
Right, yeah.
Or, hey, put this on your next album.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm looking up. I know that Bad Bunny offered her $2,000 to buy the recording in 2022.
Yeah, she turned it down, $2,000. She's asking for $40 million. And I don't know if she'll get $40 million out of it, but it's definitely worth more than $2,000. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have to pay for it, and that's one of his things, right? Bad Bunny,
I was
baby.
Gonna
that's
say,
like a T-shirt stuff. I mean, it's like one of his.
It's on 2 tracks,
right? It's Yeah, but it's one of his identifying statements, is it not? Like
if they're using it to open concerts, or when he drops a social media hit and it starts with "It's Bad Bunny, baby." If he uses that to promote himself, then she should be compensated. Just like if she did a voiceover for it, she should be compensated. And the terms of the compensation, is it a one-time fee, or is it every time you use it you get paid? Kind of like a residual kind of thing.
And that's the deal you make, though. And they said in the context of this, no deal was ever made. Even after the offer, they never made a deal.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bit damning that he offered her money for it, too, because it basically shows her that it has value.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows the court it has value, or he assumes it has value.
So I think legally she's going to get something. I think she should get something legally. But, like, spiritually, this is how I look at this situation. Boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend struggling, drunk artist, whatever. And he's working on a song, and he goes, hey, this would work. Can you do this? Yeah, I can do that. Sends it over. No biggie. No problems. Fame happens. We got problems.
Yeah. She broke up with him, by the way.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because she went to the University of Puerto Rico's law school. She ended a relationship with him in May of 2016. They actually reconciled in 2007 after breaking up, and then got back together. And then, of course, it's all done now.
Yeah, she took that law class on copyright.
Yeah, exactly.
They were engaged at one point. So I don't know, man. It's just it's an interesting case. I think he's kind of screwed. I don't think she'll get $40 million.
No, but
I think he's gonna have
she
to pay.
deserves something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna have to pay for sure. Let's see. She was also in charge of scheduling his parties and handling his invoices and contracts, all of that stuff at one point. Of course, he was a nobody then.
Yeah. Man, what a great example of how much fame changes just everything.
Yeah.
Because that level of it, for sure.
That level of fame, that level of money that you're talking about when it comes to a performing act. I mean, problems arise that you would never have thought.
Right. Well, I mean, Jay-Z says it, right? More money, more problems. And by the way, the pot tea, I did not know this. It's Spanish slang. It's para ti, which means for you.
Oh, really?
So that's what it is.
Wow, his net worth. What do you think this guy's net worth is?
$180 million.
$120.
Shoot the gap.
$124.
How about this? She's suing him for every dollar he has.
No. It's only $40 mil?
Bad Bunny, according to Celebrity Net Worth, is only worth $40 million.
Dang.
I think
Man.
they need to update that.
That is a woman scorned.
He's the most streamed artist in the last 3 years in a row.
Wow. It says, as of this writing, Bad Bunny's YouTube channel has 45 million subscribers and 28+ billion video views. His music is considered Latino rap or Latin rap or reggaeton. And his music has been streamed 18.5 billion times.
That's more than the people on this planet by a lot.
But how long's he been hot? I mean, if he started in 2011, did he really? He's been hot for since 2016?
I'm gonna go 2018.
2018.
Yeah, a few years.
Yeah, 3 years isn't bad. Still amass $40 million. That's still a pretty good 3-year into it kind of net worth. I don't care how many, because your first record deals are awful.
Yeah.
I don't care how many. You're making all your money from touring and stuff.
And he did an ass ton of it.
Yeah.
He did a lot of shows. I think he moved the most tickets out of anybody else on this planet.
I heard it's a great show, too. I don't know. I mean, obviously, not my thing, but obviously, he must be very good at it.
I wonder if that total net worth is lower than we thought because of he does a lot of good work for Puerto Rico.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He is putting a lot of money back into that island.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Well, officials have moved this accident out of the way north on the turnpike right at 429. Traffic's getting back up to speed here. Some problems eastbound US 192 approaching 429. We have a crash taking up the right lane. Still seeing a slow ride westbound on I-4 between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road, as well as eastbound I-4 between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for college basketball. Get the latest odds, news, and info for everything for the big tournament this year. BetOnline.net is your basketball headquarters this season. Head to the website today and get in on all the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
The Jim Colbert Show Twitter poll is up. Find it at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter. It's brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Big shout out to Mike the Home Builder. What a great guy. One of our sponsors of the Brew Bus this year, but also a sponsor of our question of the day. And Mike is great. When it comes to the things you need to get done at your home, I know I dealt with a couple of them, whether it's roof, windows, doors, or gutters, Mike the Home Builder and MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com can help. I had to get a roof done, had the gutters done as well, and Mike and his team did an amazing job. Great quality, great installation, great service, all at a fair price. Use someone local, someone you can trust. That's Mike the Home Builder. You find him online at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift.
And performances by iHeart Icon Award recipient Pink, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
Watch on Fox and listen on iHeartRadio.
Monday night at 8 p.m.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Why buy from DeLand Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram? We'll never be undersold with our $25,000 lowest price guarantee. No inflated prices. And right now, it's Ram Truck Month. Get up to $9,955 off the hot new 2023 Ram 1500 in stock. Plus DeLand's lifetime warranty and oil changes with qualifying vehicle. You'll save thousands. Drive a little, save a lot. DeLand Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. See dealer for details. DeLandAuto.com. That's DeLandAuto.com.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron. Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and headbanging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I'm still mad at timeshare companies. For over a decade, I've been fighting to clean up the timeshare industry by getting folks out of bad timeshares. But after all those battles, I'm still asked, how do they sell timeshares for $25,000 when they're available online for only $1? Here's how they do it. They lie. They tell you timeshares are a great investment. You can go anywhere, anytime, or your maintenance fees will never go up. Everything they do to get you to sign is part of a well-planned trap. If you've ever been held hostage at a timeshare presentation and bought, Wesley Financial Group is here to help. To date, we've canceled timeshares for over 16,000 families. I guarantee you this. If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-366-6161. That's 800-366-6161. 800-366-6161.
Man, this is a nice truck. Yeah, check this out. What? I changed it to remind me of my time at sea. Weren't you in the Air Force? Yeah, but I really love the ocean.
You could save and get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender, leaving you with extra to spend on other things. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loans must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more at NavyFederal.org.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.
Sing it, Scott. Sing it, Scotty. You know, 407-916-1041. Text us. 77031. I am Jim, Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well every Wednesday at 5:20. We invite this guy. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel. You can read him Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can also find him on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell.
The Dancing Queen?
That's right, the Dancing Queen. Give it up for the Truth Dragon, Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Sweet heat.
Oh, yeah. Yes, baby. Yes.
Woo! See, Jack didn't turn on the music for me, so I didn't know what you were dancing to.
Yeah,
but thanks, Jack. I guess that's better than It's Raining Men.
maybe just a bit.
Jim, it is good. Jim, it is good to have you back. I was thinking about you last week. I know you've had better weeks.
Why is that? What did he say?
Well, I mean, your uncle and...
Oh, yeah, it's been terrible. And, I just found out today... Well, it's even worse, though. I just found out today that there is a snag with the insurance policy, that end-of-life policy. And I just texted my nephew, which is my uncle's son, and I said, hey, look, when is the funeral? It was supposed to be last weekend. That got pushed. It's not going to be this weekend. He goes, no, it's going to be at least another 20 days.
Why is that?
So my sweet uncle will lay in a freezer in the funeral home up in Palatka for a month before we get to bury him.
So what's your favorite type of insurance? Auto, homeowners, or life insurance?
Take your pick.
All right, let me. You know what I'm here for, Jim? I'm here for the sunny side of things.
Okay.
And I have actually become a proponent, since COVID introduced me, of the concept of the delayed funeral.
Have you now?
I have. I believe it can give more people time to plan and be there. It can give family members more time to think about how they want to celebrate or honor a life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people are rushing these things together, and they can be a bit of a you-know-what show when they get in. So, I mean, that sounds messed up.
Well, it does, but I concur 100% because I do believe that doing it too quickly doesn't allow, and we have a lot of older people in our family that would be coming, so they would need the extra time to make sure they could come in town. My uncle was also requested to be buried on a weekend, so people did not have to miss work to come to his funeral.
Would it be weird? Would it be weird if we went to your uncle's funeral?
It would be a little weird.
Yeah.
But I'm there
back
for
off.
you.
I understand, buddy, but it would be just a little weird.
Wouldn't
it be
Ross,
weird?
I feel like you just smacked the puppy on the nose for peeing on the kitchen floor.
No. I'm just saying. The thing is, like, I wouldn't want to go to one of your family members' funerals because I don't know them, and I have a weird thing about that. I don't believe that you belong in that room if you really didn't have a relationship with that person. I don't think you belong there. I think that's out of line.
You know,
I'm with you on that. I think I may have mentioned? Have I told you that I'd actually I've toyed with the idea of putting a list of people who I would like to ban from coming to my funeral?
Oh, no way. I haven't heard this.
So me and my buddies, you know how when somebody dies, there are a lot of people who like to want to kind of glom on and act like they were part of that group. There's a lot of fakers. I'm toying with the idea of giving my friends a list of the people, and then right before the ceremony starts, one of them stands up, maybe my friend Jason from Seeking Rents, who Jack follows, and he starts asking Mayor so-and-so from the city of, would you stand up? And so-and-so from the Chamber of Commerce, would you stand up? Scott has asked that you get the hell out of this room.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? People would remember that funeral, right?
Oh yeah. And we have some bouncers here to help you if you can't find the door.
I've always said I always want like some exotic animal trainer at my funeral, like petting a giraffe.
Like Exotic Joe?
Yeah, and like telling the giraffe, like, you're going to miss him, everything's going to be okay, and then just confusing all of my family.
As if that was your best friend?
Yeah, like, what did he do with a giraffe? When was that era?
I do want laughter at my funeral. I think there's got to be some fun stories. I think drowning in misery is just a ugly way to end things.
But it's so easy to do at funerals, though. When my mother's funeral was there, I was a mess. And I'm one of the only people that spoke at my mom's funeral. My family really aren't, front of the room kind of people. So I went up and said my piece. I literally managed to get through it without collapsing, which I thought I was going to. And then my uncle, which would be, of course, her brother, gets up there, and while teary, says that he's going to miss her sausage gravy because she made very good sausage gravy.
That is perfect.
And that has to get a laugh.
And biscuits, and it did get a laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it was tomato gravy and biscuits. I forget. Because I'm going to miss your tomato gravy and biscuits, and I'm like, Curtis, come on, buddy, what are you doing?
That doesn't sound right.
But he's right.
Years ago, a former, I think he was a mayor of Winter Park, asked me to speak at his funeral, and he had outlined everything. There was a symphony at his funeral and I outlined a few things, and I put quite a few laugh lines in there, and I think I was the fourth to speak, and the first three did nothing
people
to crack a joke whatsoever. And so you walk up there, and you're not sure which way to play that one. And I was a little nervous, but I went for it, and I think it went much better by sticking with the humor.
Yeah, here's the thing. You got to set the pace up front. You got to let them know you're there doing that, because if you get into some somber stuff and then break off a one-liner, it's going to come off very insensitive. I'm just giving you a heads up.
But I also figured he knew what he was getting when he asked me, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, Jim, put it in your will for me to speak at your wedding. That is a small ask. At his funeral.
I don't have any, with the exception of a few people in my life, just a few. I wouldn't have any problem with a line forming. I would have like that. I think that's like the most flattering thing that so many people you've affected so many people in your life that they feel necessary to say a few parting words. I think that's very flattering.
Yeah. Your death caused an open mic.
It is flattering, but here's another. I'm gonna kind of have a dick funeral. I acknowledge this. I'm gonna have a time clock. I don't like long funerals, even if they're funny.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna have a timer like they do with the presidential debates for each individual speaker, moderator right up front, and you're gonna get like the 30 seconds.
You're gonna give them the bounce. The bounce. Get out of here. Wrap it up.
And then play the orchestra music.
Yo, that's a great idea.
Hey, are you getting buried? Or are you going to do?
I'm not.
You're getting cremated?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you know what's weird is, man, there's a weird thing about that. And honestly, I knew that there was a religious implication with cremation with some certain religions for sure. There's no question there. My uncle demanded to not be cremated. And, of course, it's considerably less expensive to go through with than buying a casket, doing that whole thing. But the burial thing is becoming less and less popular. It's like, and it's real geographical, actually. People in the South do still get buried, but the rest of the country, or a lot of the country, as we get younger, the younger generations don't really see it like that. They see it as a completely unnecessary expense.
Or maybe just financial woes.
Right.
That's probably a good reflection of how's everybody's savings accounts doing.
Well, that and it's just environmentally disastrous
Right.
as well. Sorry, Scott.
No. You please come on. Yeah. I think there's the financial aspect. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know it's the afterlife. I know I'm gone. I don't like the idea of being in the ground for all of eternity with worms and everything else. But let me tell you, not everybody's got a good cremation story. I have one. If you're going to get cremated, you got to be careful how you do it, because we had a bad experience with Grandma. And
what?
Grandma loved Sunset Beach, North Carolina. We had a place back on the marsh we always used to go to. It was her favorite place in the world. And she was very specific that when she went away, she wanted to be cremated and dumped into the marsh. And we timed it for sunset when the sun was setting. And my father said a lot of nice words. And then he took her ashes and he dumped her out. And nobody remembered to check the tide chart.
Oh,
and it was low tide, and Grandma fell in a clump on a mound near the little crab piles, and we had to wait 3 hours for the tide to come in and take her back out.
All right, I'm happy that you're laughing, because that's pretty funny.
Do you know what I thought you were going to say? That nobody took her ashes out of that bag they put them in. And then they dumped them out, and the bag just hit the ground like a bag of flour.
No. They just went down there. But I mean, it was like this. It was like, and be forever at rest.
Thud.
Well, better that than coming back and everyone's face is on a breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breathing in Grandma.
But I think the ocean sounds good. Sure. Yeah.
Where would you want to be? Where do you want to be sifted into?
I don't. I'm struggling with that. I don't know. Maybe feel like in the air somewhere.
I
don't know.
It's weird though, but there is something I have to tell you. I'll flip flop here a little bit. There's something painfully romantic about being buried next to your wife, though, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Isn't there? I mean, my mom obviously was not married when she passed, but my uncle had been married to a woman, and she was buried. She died first, and he was buried next to her. And then you walk through the graveyard and realize, wow, all these people are like buried next to each other. They were married for years. There's something painfully romantic about that. There really is. That's something that cremation cannot give you.
Yeah, that's
true. Is Tori going to be okay with your snoring for all of the time?
Yeah.
I think that's something that, cremation can give you. You can keep both urns next to each other, or you can mix them together,
No, that's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm going to do. You're making me think, Jim. I'm doing this on the fly. 75% of my ashes are going to be spread probably in the air, maybe from a plane into the ocean, but we're going to save 25%. And then with my wife, when she finally goes, I'm pretty sure I'm going first. We can all agree that. We'll mix them together and do something romantic with that.
Yeah. So. Okay, good. By the way, the guy, Daryl Payne from Paw Affection just gave us a bottle of Elijah Craig.
Nice. What'd you do? What was the occasion?
Have you met me? I'm just cool.
I have. That's why I asked what the occasion was.
They're doing a promotion. Elijah Craig bottled up like 200 bottles of this specific single barrel, and they're selling it, and the proceeds go to this this organization that provides bus fares and transportation for kids to get to school and get to college. And I don't know, is it in England or is it here?
That's so awesome.
It's
that
here.
You get to, you get drunk for the kids.
Yeah, I heard blah, 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 single barrel bourbon.
Right, exactly. Nothing else came through. Hey, we got about 5 minutes. You want to talk about your column today?
Yeah, I think we are seeing a change in the DeSantis campaign, or sort of the run for the White House. I think, Jim, you and I have, I think since the moment he was first elected, said, I think this guy can get reelected in the state of Florida for as long as he wants. And he did so by damn near 20 points last year. But over the past 2 weeks, he's really had his first run of really bad press nationally. And the reason it's been so bad is because it's been almost exclusively at the hands of his former fanboys. It's been like the Wall Street Journal, which I'm going to say has probably been their conservative news outlet. They've been DeSantis' #1 cheerleader, sort of pitching him as the anti-Trump conservative. But even Marco Rubio, and a lot of it stems back because he finally sort of strayed from what I would call the culture wars,
talking points, right?
The drag queen stuff they gave him, and he went into foreign policy, and where he decided to start, or I guess what Fox asked about, was Ukraine. And I mean, I'm not saying he was on Team Putin, but he wasn't on Team Ukraine.
Buddy, let me tell you, he got bashed by a lot of stalwart Republicans about being a matter of fact. I think even Lindsey Graham, that clam, absolutely. I think that guy even said that there's no room in the Republican Party for Putin apologists and stuff like that. Yep. I mean, it did not go well at all. He called it a territory conflict,
territorial dispute.
Territorial conflict. This is a war/invasion that has killed tens of thousands of people.
Yeah,
and the question was like, should the U.S. continue to be involved? And he said, I think I want to wave this one off and describe it as a territorial dispute. I think. That did not go well. And I think what struck me as a revelation, and I'm a guy who generally thinks Ron DeSantis has been underestimated most of his political career, which is why he's part of the reason he's been so successful. Is he's found himself in a tough place right now because Trump is beating the tar out of him on a daily basis. And it's not just Trump, it's Trump Jr., it's that whole Axios, Roger Stone. So DeSantis is trying to out-Trump Trump. Now, first of all, I don't think you can do that. I think Trump's got that lane completely occupied. But when he tries to out-Trump Trump, what he does is alienate sort of these establishment Republicans who've wrapped their arms around him. And that's bad electoral calculus.
He does have a very interesting problem that has just kind of arisen over the last 2 weeks, and it really has kind of played out. You're 1,000% right, because obviously Donald Trump is going to go in on him, and Donald Trump has only gotten a little bit of flashback for attacking a fellow Republican, whereas if DeSantis goes after Trump, then you're going after our boy. So it is the weirdest like double jeopardy thing this guy's dealing with, and he finally actually, with an interview with Piers Morgan that I guess is going to come out later this week, finally took some shots at Trump and basically he said, look, I win. And, said things like that, basically just kind of calling in question his integrity, calling in question his decision-making, saying that there was constant drama in the White House when he was there. So he has started to kind of ramp up a little bit. But you're right. And here's the reason you can't beat Trump in that game. Because he controls the audience. The audience doesn't even want to hear anybody take shots at him that isn't a Democrat.
The other reason he wins that game is because hardly anybody steps up to back you if you're Ron DeSantis and you try to criticize Trump, because they don't want Trump coming at them.
Right. They don't want to deal with him. They don't want to deal with him in the media. They don't want to deal with him anywhere. I mean, he obviously has lost some of his luster. These protests that he called for were absolutely fizz bombs. Nobody showed up. They all think it's a trap now. So their conspiracy now are starting to kind of come around and catch their own asses, which is painfully fun to watch, for the record.
So here's the thing that has blown my mind. There are two things that blew my mind. One is that if this was the first time I realized that maybe the Florida playbook, and once again, I think Ron DeSantis has done nothing but become more popular in Florida. The Florida playbook does not translate to the American playbook we are seeing. The last round of elections showed that, the country went Democrat, we went hardcore Republican, but that's not translating. The other thing that I thought, a lot of Team DeSantis was actually secretly rooting for the Trump arrest. Right? Because then maybe you get him out of your hair. The thing that's blown my mind is that does not get him out of your hair.
It doesn't.
I don't know if you saw Alan Dershowitz, who basically did an interview, I forget whether it was Newsmax, who said Donald Trump could run and serve from prison.
He could.
And everybody thought, including me, I was like, oh, Alan Dershowitz is nuts. And then I started thinking about it. I said, actually, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that. And all of a sudden, the rest of these legal scholars jumped in, and CBS News had a piece today that said, no, you could be arrested, you could be indicted, you could be convicted. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you can't do that.
You can't. Can you be president as a convicted felon?
That's their point. There's nothing in the Constitution. We got rules like that in Florida. Most states have rules. Hell, you can't vote in some cases if you're convicted and let you get your rights restored. But that doesn't appear to be the case for the U.S. president or presidency, or at least it's questionable.
Yeah, he's got some other issues too, because I don't know if you read this week, the courts have ruled in his favor or ruled in against him in regards to witnesses being called for the rape case, the defamation case. They're going to allow the recordings from the grab him by the pee recording. They're going to allow that as evidence. They're also going to allow 2 other women who have accused him of rape in the past to testify as well to his behavior and his actions. So that case is yet to come down either.
Maybe, but did that make a difference? Than the first election, it didn't. And the most remarkable thing is Trump, like you and I, and maybe the average person would say, Trump hasn't been having a good run of press the last couple of weeks as this stuff intensified. His lead over DeSantis has gotten giant.
Yeah,
it's only gotten bigger.
There is no bad press for him because you have to understand all of the press for him is bad. Right. So there is no bad press. That he cleverly made that impossible. Because everything you hear about him is pretty much bad. So everything that you see is going to be that. Yeah, Deb.
Oh, no, this just in. Ron DeSantis has just called Vladimir Putin a war criminal.
Oh, has he really?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
So now, and see, I just don't know how that
Message
plays.
received.
Yeah, he's checking the polls.
Message received.
And that's something Donald Trump, by the way, wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Go back on. So anyway, I think it's going to be fascinating. I still think he's popular here, and I do not rule out Ron DeSantis. His campaign team is savvy, but we are seeing them struggle politically, really for the first time since he ran for governor, and it looks like they're trying to find their footing.
Only got about a minute here, Scott. How do you think he does against? Because really, the big issue with DeSantis for me now, in regards to Trump, is the debates. When it gets to the time where it's time to debate for the primaries, do you think that they even do it?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is a very good question. I'm prone to, I don't know. I'm not sure because I think it's hard to win a debate with Donald Trump. I mean, he emasculated, at least in the minds of Republican primary voters, Chris Christie, Rubio.
But listen, Chris Christie and Rubio aren't Navy SEALs. They don't have the provenance that Ron DeSantis has. They do not. So I would think it's going to be a little different because this guy does have an incredible winning record. He has a lot of juice, and Donald Trump has a lot of targets. The thing that he's going after DeSantis on Truth Social over and over and over again is Social Security and Medicare and the retirement age, because I guess DeSantis has made a comment about how that could be pliable or malleable.
Back when he was a Congress.
That's right.
When he was a member of Congress.
So Trump is hammering him on Truth Social simply with that thing only. That's the only thing he really mentions about him is Social Security, Medicare.
Thing is he drops these weird references to his younger days in college.
Yeah.
And now
those are preemptive strikes that let him start thinking about things like that. In other words, I mean, Trump has no low. There is no bottom. So he will do anything and everything it takes to scorch this cat to make him look bad to the base. But it's going to be very interesting.
The problem for one of Ron DeSantis' problem is when you're the front runner, which I would have called him early on. You're the target.
Yeah,
and
you are the target.
And that is certainly how Donald Trump is doing it. So there's a new calculus.
It is very odd, though, because he does have the interest of a lot of Republicans, and now Republicans are dealing with them bashing each other. And that's one of those things that Republicans nationwide now are trying to avoid at all costs. I mean, get the Republicans back if you don't agree with them, even if you don't want to. We saw it in Georgia. They hated Herschel Walker. They didn't want that guy. They hated him as a candidate because he can't win, for one thing. And secondly, he's one of those people you can't really get behind. And that's why they all waffled when they were asking about Herschel Walker. And
I think you'll start to see Ron DeSantis sort of cozying up to where his base has been, sort of the billionaire boys club, the Sheldon Adelsons of the world, the Kochs. And he's sort of done this wink and nod. I'm going to be your guy. I'm going to help you, take care of business, even though I'm screaming about Disney and their wokeism.
And by the way, one of the other things he did too. Sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt. One of the other things he hit him on Trump Social with was Truth Social was what we were talking about the other day. Is the book tour. Because he's already hitting him about using public, going on a book tour and using public money and public this to do a book tour that benefits him or whatever. He's already starting to hit him on that as well. So it's going to be very interesting this last year or so to watch these guys go at it. And of course, as these indictments come down, if they do, because there's plenty more to wait. The Georgia thing's still going. The January 6th stuff is still going.
Different sets of potential prosecution. And to tie it all up, the most ironic thing, which I know is that DeSantis is sort of living by the sword and dying by the sword because he is governor because Trump endorsed him and got him on the radar to begin with.
And by the way, if that guy's team believes they're leaning on any of those indictments to beat Donald Trump with, they are the dumbest people on planet Earth, because nobody who is a Trump voter gives 1/4 of 1 F about any of that stuff that's lining up right now. Not one bit of it. They don't
That's
find
what the polls show.
not one inkling of any of those charges make one bit of difference to a Trump voter. They're not going to matter. So if he thinks that that's going to be his quiver and he thinks that's what's going to take him down, he needs to retool and they need to rethink, because that ain't going to do it. Good seeing you, buddy.
Good. I want some bourbon, maybe.
I'll save you a sip for sure. There he is,
For the
guys.
children,
Scott Maxwell, give it up.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Load him up. Trivia is next. See you, buddy.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
NHL players have voted Lightning goalie Andrei Vasilevsky as the guy they want in net in a winner-take-all game. It's the second straight year he's topped the player poll. Florida football made its hiring of new tight ends coach Russ Callaway official today. Callaway's being promoted from an off-field analyst position. And MLB's making small changes to their pitch clock rules, allowing for delays in starting the timer when pitchers make defensive plays away from the mound. I'm Scott Davidson.
During Staples Teacher Palooza, teachers save big, or you save, like 20% on all Crayola products. Plus 80-count Lysol disinfecting wipes are only $1.99. In-store only, offer ends $3.25 while supplies last. Help your favorite teacher stock their classroom at Staples.
2023 is on us for sure. You still have plenty of time to fulfill that New Year's resolution to finally get your vision corrected with the leader in vision correction. That's the Filatowski Eye Institute. And it's easy. Just simply text 1041 to the number 868686, and that way you can schedule your consultation today. I trusted Dr. Filatowski with my son and my father-in-law's vision, gladly gave them the recommendation, and all he did was absolutely knock it right out of the park. Crystal clear vision virtually overnight. They use the latest state-of-the-art tech, and their surgeons have completed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. What I'm saying is you are in great hands. Change your outlook forever. Simply text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute today.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima Rogue and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
We've known each other since we were 14 years old, and I want to be able to look down in my hand in 40 years and still like it as much as I did the day he proposed.
That's Michelle talking about her engagement ring from International Diamond Center.
I wanted something classic and vintage, but I did not want what everybody else had. I mean, you see a lot of the same rings.
But at IDC, they had thousands of unique handcrafted rings that you won't find anywhere else, from top designers like Tacori, Verragio, Henry Dossi, and dozens more.
We have a picture of me grabbing my face and gasping because I was so shocked.
International Diamond Center.
If I tell anybody that is looking for their forever ring, IDC will make sure they have it, and I would never go anywhere else.
Best ring selection, highest quality diamonds, guaranteed best value, and people who really care.
They genuinely care about their customers. To take the time to get to know us sets them apart from anybody else.
International Diamond Center. The value you want, the selection you need, the service you deserve. Showroom hours and more at shopidc.com.
Hurry in during Ram Truck Month and discover what it truly means to drive a truck that's built to serve. Ram Truck Month, going on now. And now purchase and get 1.9% financing for 72 months or 10% below MSRP on 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn models. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. 1.9% APR financing for 72 months equals $14.71 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/3/23.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
Orlando is lurking, ready to protect what's theirs. Because in this wild, it's survival of the fittest. Welcome to their jungle. This is your team. Come experience the XFL. Your Orlando Guardians return to Camping World Stadium against the Seattle Sea Dragons, Saturday, March 25th at 1 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
As many as half of workers battling cancer choose to hide their condition from their employers. It's time for those in charge to take charge. Together, Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center and Publicis Group are urging companies worldwide to take a stand and pledge to help create a more open, supportive, and recovery-forward culture at work. Half of us will get cancer during our lifetime, but we all have a role to play. Sign the pledge today at workingwithcancerpledge.com and follow #WorkingWithCancer on social media.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
So my parents want to do the whole blowing of ashes thing, and so whoever passes first, the other will hold the ashes until they pass, and then we'll cremate them. And then they want to be dispensed over the Smoky Mountains somewhere. That's their favorite place in America. So yeah, at least we've had the conversation. It makes things easier when it actually happens. So have a great day, y'all. Love the show.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
That's what makes the Smoky Mountains smoky.
That's right. It's all those ashes. By the way, I said that Ron DeSantis was a Navy SEAL. I was incorrect. And the reason I know that is because 644,000 people texted me during the break to tell me. And I appreciate that very much. He was an attorney for the Navy SEALs.
Right.
General counsel that handled cases with them. So he was not. So I apologize. I got that incorrect. Thanks for calling me on it, though. I appreciate it.
Well,
I don't mind being corrected. I want it to be right.
We often refer to the Real Mobile text line as the correction line
Absolutely.
at times. And, we
That's
like...
okay.
Yeah. And we like getting that info out to stem the flow of text.
Yeah, right. It says here, all caps, Ron DeSantis was not a Navy SEAL. Exclamation point ×5. He was a lawyer for them. Does not make him a Navy SEAL. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Thanks for reiterating. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross is as well.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo.
Look at me clack. Look at me clack.
I know, I jumped the gun. I have a pair of tickets to see Orlando City Soccer Club versus Nashville Soccer Club. That's going down April Fool's Day, April 1st. That's on a Saturday, and I'm not joshing about that.
Yeah.
That's going down at Exploria Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30. Let's ride. That is your Sauce Jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Got a move coming up? Call them. They can handle it. Local, long distance, residential, or commercial. Make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show. That will get you a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Up against the clock. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Deb. Ross, who goes first today, buddy?
Let's go with Michael.
Michael right up top. Mike, how you doing, man?
Biblical.
I'm doing well.
All right, buddy. Want to play a little game with us?
It is biblical. Yes.
Let's do it.
Want to play a game?
All right, buddy, we're way late, so I'm going to get this going quick. We got a little question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. If you can find it, you are going to the sauce jar. Here we go. On this day in 1960, the first patent was issued for lasers to Arthur Shawlaw and Charles Towns. Here are 3 fun facts about lasers and 1 beaming lie. Number 1, laser measuring is accurate to 1/billionth of an inch. Number 2, the world's most powerful laser is as powerful as a hydrogen bomb. Number 3, lasers can't be seen in space because they have no matter. Or lastly, the first thing ever cut in half with the first thing ever cut in half with a laser was an empty beer can. Which one of those is a lie?
The last one.
Yeah, go, buddy. I'm going to get that to you because I screwed up. Thank you. You are a winner. And we'll just go ahead. And the U.S. actually worked out good today because we're way, way, way behind. And it's my fault for keeping Scott on the line so much. Yeah, that's true. I know. The first thing ever cut in half was not a beer can. Actually,
Come on, these are scientists who came up with lasers, and the first thing they're going to cut is a beer can?
Listen, I just thought it would be so far out of the realm that they would have to believe it. I was going to say banana.
That would have worked.
All those other things are true. Laser measuring is accurate to within 1/1000th of an inch. That's how they do it from the moon to Earth, by the way. That's how they find out the exact distance. They do it with a laser. The world's most powerful laser is as powerful as a hydrogen bomb, and lasers cannot be seen in space because they do have no matter. So just know.
Fascinating.
Couple other things you may not know about lasers. Laser is an acronym.
What?
Did you know that?
No.
Light. No, keep going.
Light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Laser.
Okay.
Like, whoa, dude.
The first year lasers were used in supermarkets to scan barcodes was
90.
80.
83.
74 is the answer.
Lasers.
There are also a thing called masers, which are microwave-based lasers, and they were first. And then lastly here, the power of lasers is measured in gillettes. Because the 1970s, they had no way to measure, so they tested lasers' power by how many Gillette razor blades they could cut through at a time. So if you hear a laser's power and it says it's 5 Gillettes or whatever, what they're telling you is that's a laser that can cut through 5 stainless steel Gillette blades, and that's true. There you go.
Okay, I'm sorry I crapped all over your beer can thing. It turns out it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, all I know is that handheld laser I got for $10 on Amazon. Favorite cat toy ever.
Oh yeah.
By the way, the very first toy ever mass-produced as a laser was a laser gun, and it was the same exact one. It was based on the prototype they used for the show Star Trek.
Oh,
so
wow.
they took that gun from Star Trek, the one they used in the show, and they modeled the first kind of light beam laser gun for the toy market on that. Ross, thoughts?
Man, there is something that I am very jealous of comedians from the mid 80s and 90s. From 85 to 95, I might be wrong, but I'm very jealous of something that they were able to pull off.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear what that is. We'll do that next for Ross Thoughts.
Offensive language.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
We're looking at problems now on 436 from a crash taking up at least one lane at Colonial Drive. Still a slow ride from an accident with blockage 2 on the shoulder eastbound US 192 approaching 429. Eastbound travel on I-4 still slow between Parr Street and Lee Road. It's also heavy westbound between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Duke Energy. When storms hit, Duke Energy is ready with new grid technology that can reroute power to help avoid outages and easy text alerts to keep you in the know. Get more info at duke-energy.com/storms. That's duke-energy.com/storms.
Here in Central Florida, utility companies raised the rate 3 times last year. They're thinking about doing another, and they already did one this year. You heard Deb talking about it a couple weeks ago. But you can stop going along with these rate increases and finally go solar with Solar Bear. Remember, Solar Bear is the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state. They're locally owned and operated, and that means no subcontractors. All you have to do, just simply visit solarbear.com today and get your free estimate. And right now, you can also get 0 down, 0% interest, and no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. SolarBear.com.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA Spring Sale.
Hi, I did my spring cleaning, but I still feel I'm missing something.
Don't worry, our Spring Sale has offers on everything from air purifiers to cabinets, cushion covers to sofas and storage, all to help you start fresh in every part of your space.
A total refresh. I love it.
Don't miss the IKEA Spring Sale. Visit your local IKEA store or go to ikea-usa.com/offers before 4/10. Offer valid 3/15 to 4/10. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and ikea-usa.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, now, by taking advantage of our $59 tune-up with no breakdown guarantee.
Call today, cool today, cooltoday.com.
Book your appointment now.
My husband and I, we were bamboozled into signing up for a timeshare. The guy who signed us up said if I changed my mind, I could cancel. That was a lie. They wouldn't let me out, and I felt stuck.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, and make no mistake about it, the timeshare giants are trying to make it impossible for you to get out of your timeshare, even if you've been lied to. Over a decade ago, I beat them in federal court, so I can continue to help folks out of bad timeshares.
I didn't trust anybody, so I drove to Wesley Financial and I met Mr. McDowell. My hope was restored. I did sign on, and now we are free.
If we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Wesley Financial is the real deal.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare cancellation guide. 800-823-5544. That's 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Unexpected expenses don't exactly come with an installment plan.
What if they could? An AmScott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. AmScott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
All smashed up, don't know what to do. Just call Mo so you won't be singing the blues. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO.
Orlando Attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Visited my mom's headstone. It was wappy-jawed from all the rain, and it had sunk down into the grass, and I had to make a complaint to the place to get this done and fixed up. And then there's other difficult things that just aren't kept up, but I hate that. I'm not doing that.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
Let's get it.
It's funny.
Wake up.
Sometimes it's Ross, spelled like sauce.
That's true.
It's Ross Thoughts.
Let's run it. So, check this out. I've been thinking about this a fair amount, and I've, I look back at 80s clips, 90s clips of stand-up, and some of it is so amazingly great. I love it so much. Like old Jim Carrey clips.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Just filled with physical humor.
The unnatural act.
Oh,
Fireman Bill.
It was just so good. It was just so good. But I also picked up on something, is that they have the liberty, a 1988 comedian has the liberty, I feel, to make fun of the president or poke fun at the president, when I think in the last 10 years, that's only really been available since Joe Biden took office. Because no one really has that, say, Obama, ton of passion.
Yeah, nobody really took a shot at Obama. They just kind of tried to do his voice.
Yeah, Trump, ton of passion.
Yeah,
you can't really make fun of, I don't feel like you could have made fun of Obama and Trump as much as you can with Joe Biden.
Yeah, George Bush Jr. got it a lot, too.
Yeah, he definitely got. See, so the only presidents of my adult time, I feel like Joe Biden's the first one that everyone's like, yeah, man, we don't care.
Yeah, because you weren't doing stand-up during Bush. Because you didn't do any W stuff.
But then it also got me thinking, sometimes enough time goes by that you're able to really appreciate some really funny moments of our president's past.
Okay.
So we'll just go from George Bush on.
Okay.
Here are some of my, the funniest things. Looking back on it, enough time has passed. I don't think anybody can be, a little...
can't get butthurt about it.
Can't get butthurt about it. Bush with the shoe?
Oh, yeah.
God.
It's the one, I just saw that clip the other day.
It's timeless.
Something just happened with the guy who threw the shoe.
Really?
Something just happened with that
He's
person.
still alive?
Yeah, I guess he is.
Maybe he threw another one.
And
he's a shoe thrower.
Bush's reaction was pretty darn quick, and he popped back up and made direct eye contact.
And that I file it underneath, the category of funny.
Yeah, that's very funny.
That did not look like his first shoe dodge.
No.
That was not his first rodeo of going, oh, man.
You can even go back to Reagan when the balloon popped and he said, miss me.
See, I didn't think that was funny. I thought that was cool. I would put that in the cool category, like, man, this guy's ice cold,
He was ice cold.
That's such a baller move. But, funny moments. George Bush, he choked on a pretzel.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Pretzels have holes in them.
That was his father, right, who did that, though. Wasn't that H?
That was it. I thought it was Junior.
It may have been.
It was.
It was Junior who choked on a pretzel.
It was W.
A Snyder almost took out the leader of the free world. Enough time has passed that we can laugh about that, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you
Now, I looked up I did some research on Obama funniest moments, and I gotta tell you, they are funny. However, they are produced. All of his funniest moments, when he dropped the mic at that was
the correspondence dinner.
Yeah, that's a dinner.
He destroyed. I mean, he one of the better performances ever at that. One thing about Obama, he was very good at delivering funny.
One of my favorite, like a comedian.
Yeah, real good.
But that's a different type of humor versus.
But he was a special orator, though. I mean, I think with everybody, you could say over the last, maybe since Reagan, that guy was the best behind the podium of anybody. He was a monster.
Coolest clip of Obama that's out on the internet, he hits a corner three.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in the gym loses their mind. And then as soon as they get done losing their mind, you just hear Obama walking out of the gym going, it's what I do. That's so funny.
The funny stuff about Obama that got me the most was the stuff you didn't know about, because his image was very, protected. But, you talk to Michelle, and she's like, oh, I know him as chain-smoking Barry.
Yeah.
Because he used to smoke cigarettes like crazy.
He made, legit internet content when he was the president. He had, sketches with him and Joe during his presidency. You remember, then there was Obama with the selfie stick, and he's trying to help Joe with the selfie stick?
Yeah. They had an adorable relationship, by the way.
Man,
Uncle Joe.
Real adorable. Super cute. And then you get to this 4-year span where it is very funny to me, but it still can divide a room when you bring up Trump's funniest moments to me.
Well, what would you consider Trump's funniest moments? Because here's the thing: a lot of the funny moments for him were just stone cold embarrassment. That were like it's hard to look at kind of thing.
The light bulb and the disinfecting thing.
Oh yeah, holding the Bible.
How about
Yosemite?
He holds a Bible like
Yosemite.
It's
Yosemite. That's classic.
Kofev.
Kofefi. How about this? Greenland. You remember the Greenland week that we had during his presidency?
Was that he was trying to buy it? No, that was Iceland, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Greenland.
Was it?
Yeah, he just started floating out the possibility. Like, we could do that? I legit remember seeing that headline. Like, we can buy countries?
He wanted to bomb hurricanes?
He wanted to bomb hurricanes. What I'm trying to say is...
Sharpie Gate.
Sharpie Gate with the map with the hurricane tracking.
It's going over here, guys. It's going over here.
What I'm trying to say is enough time has passed.
That's great.
He's
You're right.
He's out of the office. We can talk about it and kind of laugh. How about one of my favorites?
Oh, could you imagine if that guy ran again?
I know, right?
Not a chance.
Well, when Puerto Rico got hit by that hurricane, he dropped two of my favorite Trump events of all time.
Paper towel.
The paper towel, like he's at a free throw line.
Like good arm.
Like he's trying to finish an and one.
One thing you give Trump's pretty athletic. I like that.
Hey, Juan, heads up.
Brawny for you.
He was
Brawny
hitting
for
them
you.
with jump shots.
Didn't he just do this? Didn't he just do this in the train derailment?
Yes.
Like
that was with
water,
crates
though.
of Trump water.
Yeah.
He's got his own water.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. And then another one, and man, I should have told you about this, Jack. If we could pull this up, it's clean audio. When he says, this is the video of Trump that lives in my head rent-free. And maybe I'm hyping it up too much, but when he says Puerto Rico in a press conference once, he put some Spanish...
like Puerto
some
Rico.
flavor on it?
Puerto Rico.
He says it, and it kills me every time. I want it to be my text tone. This is the last thing I want to hear when I die. I want to hear him go, Puerto Rico. and he throws so much zest on it. Listen to this. Check this out.
We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico.
It kills me.
He took an extra breath for that, too, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had to suck in some extra juice for that one.
There are so many. And now I'm curious, though, because I've really only been alive for 3.5 presidencies. And I'm trying to think, did Clinton have funny situations? All I know about Clinton is cigars and saxophones.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we all remember.
I mean, Clinton was just a playboy. I don't remember him being very funny. He was kind of witty, but he was like cool TV witty. But I don't remember Clinton being very funny. He was just cool. Everybody liked him because he was just kind of down.
Oh, man.
He smoked weed. He was a slayer of the ladies.
You think he definitely smoked weed?
Oh, yeah, I think he admitted it.
Well, he never inhaled.
That was the...
Oh,
he didn't inhale.
there it is. There's your funny moment for Clinton.
That was infamous.
I smoked weed, but didn't feel it.
I did it, but I didn't inhale.
That's pretty good.
Hilarious.
I didn't try it. I didn't care for it so much. I didn't inhale. Y'all believe that, right? Y'all got it? Hillary, you believe that?
Yeah, that's got to be his funniest moment. What is Bush Sr.'s funniest moment? Does he have one?
Well,
tomatoes.
Yeah, he threw up
on the Chinese emir.
Yeah. Or Japanese in Japan.
He puked in the lap of the Japanese emperor.
That's right. He did that.
Oh man, bad sushi.
Man, there's so many funny moments that the presidents have.
Gerald Ford's got a bunch of them.
Oh,
Does he really?
Oh yeah. Chevy Chase made his career off doing Gerald Ford at SNL.
He had a hard time walking.
Yeah. He fell a bunch.
Really?
Oh yeah.
God, man.
Carter didn't have any. Carter was kind of a lifeless dud of a president. Good man. Probably the best man that ever served the office. And that's why he was probably the worst president, because he's the actual best human being to ever serve the purpose. But he was lost with humor. I don't think he had, not very fun.
George Bush on It's So Funny and Timeless that J. Cole put it in one of his biggest, most popular songs when George Bush goes, "Fool me once."
That's George W.
Yeah, that's George W. Bush going,
I love that. Fool me once.
Fool me once, and then...
I've got the saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas.
Yeah, you fool me once, then you fool me
Shame
twice.
on you.
Who spelled potatoes wrong?
That was
Dan Quayle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh man!
Bottom line is you can't get fooled twice.
Oh, yeah.
And then the song goes banging again.
Yeah, and then
I love that.
He gives up on the sentence.
Exactly.
The funniest thing you hear about W is W was one of the most revered presidents to the White House staff. They loved him. And if you watch Trump's inauguration, when they're walking down 1600, they're going down Pennsylvania Avenue, headed toward the White House, Bush is walking behind the limo.
And shaking everybody's hands.
Watch how the people who are like the Secret Service guys, watch how they react to W. He's like one of the boys, dude. He's like a frat boy to those guys. They loved him.
And, lastly, Biden, though, I think per month is also chucking up some funny moments.
His press conferences are as good as it gets. I mean,
so
it's just, you don't even know.
It's
you don't even know.
great. I mean, it started off real hot with the shut up, man. when he told Trump to shut up, that was pretty funny to me. I just think his diehard passion for ice cream is hilarious. He's really known for liking ice cream.
Yeah, who?
Biden.
Really? Was he really? I didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, he's really into ice cream, which I think is hilarious.
Somebody said there was a Carter event, I guess, where Jimmy Carter got attacked by rabbits while canoeing.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What I'm trying to say is,
Seems
sure,
about right.
Take part, do your civic duty, but call funny when
That's
it's
right.
funny.
100%.
Don't weigh any presidency above your sense of humor. Don't let
any party.
Yeah, don't let that. I get it. It's serious. It's real life. Elections have consequences.
But we laugh at everything.
But we do.
We laugh at everything. You laugh at death. You laugh at everything.
And
you definitely laugh at politics.
And it should be even funnier when that person is in that position of power.
You need to really hear the Lyndon Baines Johnson, President Johnson, trying to buy pants over the phone. I have the audio. We can play it after the break if you want.
Oh,
Buddy.
yeah.
Have you not heard it?
I have not.
I have never heard this.
No.
Are you serious?
No.
Is it real?
Oh, buddy.
It's real.
It comes from the. He's talking from the Oval Office phone, and everything's recorded. Everything that comes into and goes out of the Oval Office is recorded. So they have this recording, and then after he moved on, they have this recording of him ordering pants. And the one thing about Lyndon Johnson you need to know before we go to break is packing.
Really?
Packing.
That's hilarious.
We'll do that next for sure. Go ahead.
Yes! Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace!
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Puerto Rico.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Big delays reported south on 417 due to a disabled vehicle stuck in the left lane right near State Road 434. Delays continue from a crash eastbound on US 192 approaching 429, taking up the shoulder there. Westbound travel on I-4 still slow between Sand Lake Road and State Road 535, as well as eastbound between Parr Street and Lee Road. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by WaltDisneyWorld.jobs/job fair.
We're hiring. Come be a part of the magic at Walt Disney World Resort. Discover full-time and part-time roles, including custodial, food and beverage, culinary, and more. Learn about upcoming events at WaltDisneyWorld.jobs/job fair.
Man, oh man, when it comes to your outdoor area, Tools Ace Hardware can help you create the perfect backyard for entertaining. Of course, we already know Tools Ace Hardware has the best grills from the best brands out there: Weber, Traeger, Big Green Egg, and now Uni pizza ovens and Napoleon grills at select locations as well. But when it comes to your solo stove, you've seen them on Facebook. That's that stainless steel stove. Perfect for these chill evenings, but even better when they're surrounded by Polywood Adirondack chairs. Virtually indestructible, will not crack, will not fade. Perfect for your backyard, 1,000%. These guys have everything you need to make your backyard space the coolest and most awesome for the summer. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or patio furniture purchase $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 12 locations here in Central Florida, or just shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store delivery or pickup. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Skylight Roofing. Roof with us. SkylightRoofing.com.
Join us to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Hosted by Lenny Kravitz.
With Innovator Award recipient Taylor Swift.
And performances by iHeart Icon Award recipient Pink, Coldplay, Kelly Clarkson, LL Cool J, Keith Urban, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Lotto, Money Long, Cody Johnson, and more.
Watch on Fox and listen on iHeartRadio.
Monday night at 8 p.m.
This job, we fight for as many people as we can. Sometimes, people are afraid to fight the insurance companies. That's why I'm here. Injured on the go, just call Mo. Mo DeWitt. Offices, Orlando and Tampa.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. Hey. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K every single day. Fueled by Circle K.
March New Car Madness is at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Our inventory is insanely full of brand new Nissans like Altima, Rogue, Frontier, and more. Buy today and skip your payments for 6 months. But the madness ends soon. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando today. With approved credit, interest accrues from time of delivery.
I'm good at cutting hair, but I never cut my budget too close. Amscott's installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. And no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
I've been buying wholesale cars for 27 years, and every year, the way I know the market has peaked is my Bradford pear tree blooms. This morning I looked, and it is bloomed. The market is peaking. If you want to sell your car, this is the highest time of the year to do it right now. Just beat a guy today. A CarMax offer $3,000. They offered him $75 on his Corvette. I gave him $78. Why? Because the tree told me to. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage nasal care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's the Woody Show.
Hello.
Rob Ryan Show, check it in.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
Alter Ego, are you ready?
All of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music.
A little bit of everything.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
Stuff they don't want you to know.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Apparently, Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Yeah, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show right here on Real Radio. By the way, thanks for listening. We get the ratings out today, and every show on this station is destroying it. The Monsters they're just stone cold on one right now. They're having a wonderful 2023. The whole station's doing great. I mean, News Junkie's killing it. We're having a great year, so thank you very much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We try to give you as much interesting radio as we can every single week. Every show host, every show member of all this, the entire station up and down the dial works so hard to make sure that we're giving you brand new, interesting content every single day.
Those ratings today were a great opening act for our division president coming into town.
Yeah, the big boss is coming in Thursday, the new one. We worked under the same person for a while. Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And Ross.
Should I dress differently?
No, you just do exactly what you normally do.
Okay.
Don't.
I gave you a heads up yesterday that the big boss is coming on Thursday.
Yeah, so I can dress differently?
You make that call.
I'll give another spritz of cologne. There you go.
I've only met her, I think once. I had a small conversation with her and then met her in passing one time before. But this will only be like the third time I've encountered her. She seems cool.
Yeah, I like her.
She seems very cool. Don't know anything about her, but she just seems awesome. She's going to be doing something right to be ahead of this cluster because this thing's no joke. And she had big shoes to fill coming in here because Linda Bird was a monster, like a stone-cold beast. They begged her for years to go to the corporate office and work with the higher-ups, and she would never do it. She loved this cluster too much.
Don't call us a cluster.
Well, we were. Yeah, a cluster. Yeah, well, we are a cluster for sure. All right, we were talking about Ross' thoughts was on,
the funny moments that presidents have had, but due to politics, we're not really able to really appreciate.
And a funny thing, I remember you saying specifically when Joe Biden won the presidency that you were happy, and it had nothing to do with politics. It's just you could make fun of the president now and not get death threats.
No.
Right, exactly.
And still to this day, I have probably about 3-4 minutes about Joe Biden right now in my act, and it feels great to be able to say, listen, I voted for the guy, but let's make fun of him.
All right, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
And I feel like, 80s presidents, 90s, or 80s comedians and 90s comedians, even early 2000 comedians, didn't have to, at least the vibe that I catch is that it wasn't so Braveheart. Politics didn't have this level of volume.
It did not. It was not this polarizing.
It did not.
Not even close. Even during, there's never been a Republican candidate like Donald Trump. I mean, nobody has done more damage to the Republican Party than Donald Trump.
And to the country.
The election, and Jimmy can speak to this as well for his length of time on the air here at Real Radio, but I started in 98, and that election of 2000, when it was contested here in Florida, things started getting more toxic, and then you saw that with subsequent elections.
Yep.
But the game changer was 2016, where you actually, what I refer to as the Trump effect on programming, because in the past you used to be able to talk about the other presidents, whether you disagreed with them or made fun of them, and everyone would just accept it and move on.
Not now.
But then after in 2016, it was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
I can't listen to this. I can't. I can't hear anyone who disagrees with my views on Trump.
And the funny thing is, I will tell you straight up, the one thing I hated the most about the MAGA movement, and still do, is how lifelessly unfunny they are. I didn't like the fact that you couldn't, like just exactly what you guys are saying, you couldn't make fun of the guy, and he couldn't be a bigger target, as far, for clowning Donald Trump, but you couldn't do it because the guys in the red hats couldn't take a joke. They don't understand it. They couldn't understand that you were just making fun. You weren't calling his character into question or integrity into question. You were just making a joke. They couldn't discern the two. So you were automatically getting heat immediately if you even took a shot.
Very, very much so. Another funny thing that Donald Trump did that this might be a little bit more divisive, but when I think it was a pardon. Did he pardon Kodak Black?
Oh, yeah, he pardoned Kodak Black. He sure did.
Pardoned Kodak Black.
Yeah.
That is a sentence I never thought that that's insane. No other president could ever pardon a rapper before Donald Trump, and there's one president that really couldn't pardon a rapper.
Right. And by the way, he had no concern about Kodak Black as a person. He just knew he was helping out a black guy and it looked good for him in the polls. That's exactly why he did it. I mean, but everything is calculated. I mean, the guy is a monster when it comes to that stuff. I mean, he really knows how to move in that environment.
And all presidents have this like pardon, like before they leave office. There's usually a bunch of pardons going out,
a bunch of white collar crimes from their buddies.
Yeah,
usually.
With Trump, it was a little more interesting to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Kodak Black pardoned that guy
because Clinton pardoned all the people from Whitewater when he blew out of there too, right? I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know he had pardons as well. Yeah. So when when we were born, Ross, the president was Lyndon Baines Johnson.
LBJ.
LBJ was Kennedy's vice president, became president after the assassination, won one term, and then shocked the political world when he said he wasn't going to run again, and Watergate kind of weighed him down. But he was an interesting character, and this audio is from a phone call he was making to the manufacturer of a pair of pants that he liked.
Right.
I can't wait.
And he didn't get elected. I mean, he just told you that, right? Yeah.
Well, he did one time in '68.
Yes.
But he didn't run for re-election.
Right.
And that the big news is when he announced he wasn't going to run. That was quite large at the time. Here's LBJ.
I want them half an inch larger in the waist than they were before, except I want 2 or 3 inches of stuff left back in there so I can take them up. I vary 10 to 15 pounds a month, so leave me at least 2.5, 3 inches in the back where I can let them out or take them up, and make these a half inch bigger in the waist. Make the pockets at least an inch longer. My money and my knife and everything fall out. Wait just a minute. The pockets, when you sit down in a chair, the knife and your money comes out, so I need it at least another inch in the pockets. Now, another thing, the crotch down where your nuts hang is always a little too tight. So when you make them up, give me an inch that I can let out there, because they cut me. They're just like riding a wire fence. These are the best that I've had anywhere in the United States. But when I gain a little weight, they cut me under there. So leave me. You never do have much margin there. Let's see if you can't leave me about an inch from where the zipper ends, round under back to my bunghole, so I can let it out there if I need to.
That's the president. And this guy's a Stone Cold Texas, old Texas. You know what's weird about LBJ though, right? Wasn't he the guy who started a lot of? He had a lot of civil rights implications,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
He did a lot for civil rights.
Yes.
I mean, one of the biggest movements as a president. This
The
guy,
Civil Rights Act, yes, and some of it was because he had to carry on what Kennedy had started. But he also became very famous for the legislation passing under his presidency and him signing it.
And he hated Kennedy.
He
hated John Kennedy.
And he did that just for more so his legacy.
Kennedy needed Texas, so he needed him as a running mate. That's why if you look at Kennedy Space Center is here in Florida, but the Johnson Space Center is in Texas.
Absolutely.
Named after Johnson.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
He was a big fella, too. And his wife's name was Mamie, right? Mamie Johnson? And, I think the record was, oh, man. I mean, tall boy.
Lady Bird.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, Lady Bird. It was Lady Bird Johnson. Who
Are
was
you
Mamie?
saying, what are you saying?
Yeah. He was very well endowed.
He was Rasputin.
Very well endowed.
He needed extra material in his pants.
Let's just say you looked at his
Is he
wife.
like a Milton Berle type of?
Yes, that's what we heard.
That's what we heard.
You looked at his wife differently.
Man.
Yeah. I also heard he would take conferences and phone calls from the bathroom.
Oh, I heard he would also.
No,
listen.
Hang on, gotta wipe my bunghole.
No, listen. I think there is. Let's stop. I think there's a record. If you can look this up, that during an interview he took it out to show the reporter, to kind of establish some dominance with the reporter. I believe that's a true story.
All right, that's going to be an interesting Google.
This guy would. I mean, because you want to see power, something like that, and then there he drags his old bull out.
His LB Johnson. It's right there in the name. We should have just seen it happen years ago.
Large Big Johnson.
I've always wondered.
God.
Oh, he did it.
He nicknamed it Jumbo.
Oh, sorry.
Johnson regularly showed his penis to the staff and journalists at the White House.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore.
You cannot. But
Jumbo.
I gotta tell you, if my dong was named after an elephant, I have to tell you, I don't know that I wouldn't wear transparent underwear every day.
Oh, that's a very happy first lady. Did she smile often?
He used to say, "Have you ever seen anything as big as this?"
She couldn't smile. He banged her teeth out from the bottom.
This is nuts. I've always.
No, it's not nuts.
Oh, Lord. When a journalist asked Johnson to justify the continuation of the Vietnam War, Johnson asked all the women to leave the room, then pulled out his penis and yelled, "That's why."
It's Operation Jumbo.
He's the original Trump, dude. This guy had no ball. This guy had balls for days.
Yeah, he really is.
He's like the OG Trump, man.
He was just showing his junk off. I've always wondered. So you guys have worked here in this building for a while. When I worked at a certain theme park back in the day, and every job I think I've been at, when I think about it, there's always one rumor about one dude, and the rumor is he's got a giant schlong.
I remember that from a kid in high school.
Everybody.
I remember that. I remember the kid who was supposed to have the biggest one in high school.
Yeah.
It was the biggest rumor in the high school.
Really?
A kid named Mike.
Yeah.
And he was skinny as hell.
And you know what they say? If you grew up and never had that rumor, you were the person with the biggest one.
Yeah, right.
See, and that's what I want to know. I want to know what's the percentage of those rumors actually being true? I would think very high.
Yeah.
And then also, I kind of want to just interview one of those people that were known in their small town for having a massive schlong. And how much that has impacted your life.
There's no rumor in this building about that.
There's no rumor.
There's no rumor in this building. And by the way, there's never been a rumor in this building.
It's too professional.
For all the years I've worked here, I never heard of one rumor. Oh, did you hear about Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not one time ever. Not once.
We should ask Larry.
We should start the rumor about Larry.
Yeah. We should start the rumor.
That's what we should just start the rumor about Larry having a hog. I mean a hog.
Yeah.
I mean Deborah. It's got tusks.
Yeah, a straight 9-iron.
Could you imagine? Larry, he'd probably be so embarrassed. He may call HR on us.
Yeah, no. In fact,
No, that's not the guy.
we may have crossed the line already.
Yeah. Well, I gave him some macaroni salad today, so he owes me one. I gave Larry a warm container of macaroni salad that includes mayonnaise. I said, Larry, you want this? It's literally hot to the touch. He goes, oh, yeah, sure. No problem.
Ooh, it's nice and fresh.
I think he squeezed it out of that container like a Jell-O shot.
Yeah,
I've always surprised.
I've always said when it comes to that part of my body that I am comically average.
Yeah. But you got to okay, good.
But I just think aesthetically, it's Brad Pittin.
Right.
I think it looks beautiful.
I always say you have the standard issue white guy.
Yeah.
I got the standard issue white guy. Nothing impressive, but does the job.
All right, Jack, your turn.
Right on board.
Yeah, standard issue white guy.
Yeah, I just but
okay.
But I do think that mine's Model-esque. If it was a hand model gig, but instead of hands, I think I'm in the running.
Yeah. Women don't do that, do they, Deb? They don't compare that, do they? Is it more of a boob thing with women?
No.
Is it not? I thought women did compare like they would kind of be judgmental about other women's shapes and boobs and stuff.
I mean, maybe judgment. No, I never really.
Have you ever complimented another woman's body? Have you seen it wow, she's pretty or has a good shape or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, my wife tells me in the locker room, dude, it's boob city.
Man,
I'm sure it is, but I don't know how much we really talk about it.
What president had the least amount of drama? It's Carter, right? Carter's only thing was I lusted in my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, he said I lusted in my heart, but I mean, you look at Clinton. Is there somebody in Washington he didn't have sex with? So that guy did everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, there is literally a list of 15 people that scumbag had something to do with while he was in office.
You're talking about just personal controversy?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because Carter had the Iran-Contra, Iran hostages, and he stayed, basically in the White House. It's anyone in the middle, and that's what Reagan did, the opposite. While Carter, the whole time during that hostage thing, was like not going out and doing all the public things presidents would do, and they say that really hurt him as well.
Did you hear the story about the hostage thing? About how about Reagan had an operative that went to Iran and told Iran not to release the prisoners until Reagan was president because he would get a better deal from Reagan. Have you guys read that?
No.
I just read this the other day.
I think I actually have heard that because that was during the transition. That was through an election.
That's right. Reagan was about to be was running against Carter during the crisis, the hostage crisis. There was an operative, and I can't remember his name, but if you look this up, you can find it, who went to Iran on Reagan's behalf and told the Iranians to not negotiate with Carter, to wait until President Reagan was elected, and that they would get a better deal and a better situation from them.
And they were released in January, right before his inauguration. Yeah,
that's politics.
I remember. I remember hearing that.
That's politics.
Yeah.
That's what. Those are American lives.
Yeah,
those are American lives. That's what politics is.
But those American votes,
thoughtless, soulless bastards.
The older I get, the more that saying of lesser of two evils, I'm like, okay, now I really get it. Because we're not going to meet these people.
Yeah, Clinton had bad runs. I mean, George Bush had a lot of controversy, but it had nothing to do with his marriage or him being a philanderer.
He partied, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
back
Bush
in the day? He's the only guy I think that admitted doing coke.
But I think that works out for him.
Well, he had that. He also had a DUI.
Yeah, his dad was basically he was just kind of a dud of a president as well. I mean, he was funny though. W and H. Bush were both funny people, but I mean, what was his big controversy?
He did. I don't know about controversy, but he did, and I forget what it is. But there's his knowledge of international workings and his former time in the CIA.
He was the head of it.
It played well for him, and it had to do with Russia. There was a play he made that really kind of helped, position the U.S. in a good spot.
Yeah,
I remember seeing it. This was a couple years ago. I was reading something about it that I had no idea. That, like, going through it at the time, I was he was the read my lips guy.
Right. Read my lips, no new taxes.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Load them up. Let's do last call and get out of here on a Wednesday.
Real radio is the news junkie.
They're trying to get rid of hotel bathtubs, and I just can't stand for it.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't take your side.
Sealand, you've used a hotel bathtub before. I've seen it. Wait.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. You can expect just a few passing clouds as we head into the evening hours tonight. Wake-up temperatures on your Thursday will be in the low 60s with forecast highs in the mid-80s. It's going to be another warm one with a lot of sunshine. So if you're planning on heading out to the theme parks, do make sure that you're reapplying your sunscreen. That warming trend does continue, though, with dry skies by this weekend. Afternoon highs right near 92 degrees.
This report is sponsored by Rude Air Conditioners.
Rude Air Conditioners, engineered tough, built to last, dependability day after day, year after year. Rely on Rude. Find your Rude Pro Partner contractor at rudeacflorida.com. RUUDACFlorida.com.
Inflation running high, and really nobody has any clue when it's going to level out. You can see that every day in the news. But if you buy your windows and doors right now at FAS, you can lock in your price. That way there's no fluctuation. They're the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows on display ready for you to operate, and they're built with impact-resistant glass. That gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. They have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. Estimates are always free at FAS. They always give you plenty of options, which is awesome. All products have a lifetime warranty, and even better, if you you act right now, you can receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Plus, they have no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months financing for a limited time. Their showroom super easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4. When you slide in, you're going to see a bunch of choices. And when you make those choices for your house with FAS windows, it's going to feel better. It's going to be more efficient. Your AC is going to last longer, and your house is just going to look better. And it's going to be safer as well. Hop on board, make your appointment today. It's FASWD.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima Rogue and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
Everyone could use a little help with their bills, especially these days. At Duke Energy, we're offering easy ways to help keep your energy bills more manageable. With programs that allow you to pay the same amount each month or pay in installments. Plus, special financial assistance from the Share the Light Fund for those facing hardships. We're Duke Energy, and we're here to help you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Oh, man. Jimmy Eat World. All right, 407-916-1041. Almost said All-American Rejects, which would have been incorrect. By the way,
Same era.
I just tasted the I just tasted the Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
The special bourbon that Daryl Payne left earlier from Pawfection. They have about 20 bottles of that. Jack is going to have the information up sometime tonight. You'll be able to check it out tomorrow if you want to grab a bottle. All the proceeds go to this wonderful foundation that pays for transportation for kids to get to college who normally would not be able to do that. So, again, it's Elijah Craig. It's barrel cut, though. It's barrel proof. In other words, it's not been cut at all. It's strong. Very flavorful, too, by the way.
What's the proof?
I don't know. I want to say 80.
All right.
Not too bad. The Jack Daniels that came from Corona, that barrel proof is 120. Can't drink it straight. I have to cut it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A little water. It's a little brutal, but still good, though. Very tasty.
My new thing is tequila, grapefruit juice, and I know people are like, that's a Paloma, but it's just tequila and grapefruit juice. No seltzer, no soda water. It's a fun time.
Is it a good time, really?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try a Paloma.
Oh, God.
They sound so delicious.
I know one of the big... That's not like a Negroni. That's not like a Negroni at all,
No,
right?
Paloma, I mean, you have the cheap version, which is tequila, a grapefruit soda like Squirt or, a Jarritos grapefruit or maybe a Tamarind flavored soda.
And it's just
I've made them
tequila and the soda, and that's it?
Usually definitely some lime juice.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for.
And then you're also looking for either a salted rim or like a chili limon.
Right. Sometimes they'll do that mix to that little sugar salt thing and kind of clump it up on the edges like that.
Yeah. A tahine.
Damn fine. Margarita, one of my favorite drinks on planet Earth, by the way, but it's got to be made properly. Got to be made properly with good lime juice, like fresh squeezed lime.
Yeah.
Good tequila.
The only thing with limes, you got to be careful because after squeezing them for a while, you can get a burn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, all right.
Because there's a Brazilian drink called caipirinha, they make with cachaça, sugarcane liquor.
Yeah, Jim's aware.
It tastes like a limeade. And 2-3 of those, you go to stand up, fall back down.
Yeah, because they mask the alcohol with all that sugar. Oh, that's like lemon drops. You drink a lemon drop. Oh my God, I can drink this all night. You drink 4. Next thing you know, you're stealing bulldozers from construction sites. All right,
it was only once.
407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Coming up tomorrow, we have our friend Brendan O'Connor from bungalower.com to talk about what's happening in Orlando this weekend. Another great weather weekend. And, of course, our buddy Glenn Clausman for Colbert Court. That's all happening tomorrow, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
That should be an interesting segment tomorrow for Colbert Court.
Yeah, for sure, because we're talking about Jack's situation, which is completely effed.
Oh, my God.
From a giant company, by the way. It just lets you know that it almost doesn't matter. They're going to take a shot at not paying you.
Yep.
Even after, Jack, I can imagine Jack's even been a minute. He's probably been early with all of his payments.
I pay the entire bill up front for the 6 months. Yeah, it's paid immediately without fail. But, they've left me no choice but to take legal action because for me to get my car back will cost me more than $13,000.
And by the way,
out of pocket.
And Glenn is probably going to ask for some inconvenience cash as well because this is going on now for 6 weeks. You've been dealing with this for a while now, so there's got to be some kind of compensation for you not having a ride. They spent all of your 30 days of rental, and they knew this. By the way, they knew they were never going to settle this. They knew it. They knew for a fact this was never going to happen. I'd bet my life on it that they knew this 3 weeks ago, that this is exactly how this was going to end. They're just drawing it out as much as possible. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Daryl Payne of Pawfection Dog Training and Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell.
Absolutely. Jack, do we have a Twitter poll today, bud?
Oh, we most certainly do, and it's on Twitter at Jim Colbert. I got to go to my phone.
Yeah, it's okay. Very good.
I was trying to use the computer, and
it's okay. Don't worry about it.
I don't like it one bit.
Ross, stand up while he's looking.
Yes, April 1st, Theater West End. Let's get it out in downtown Sanford.
It's a great room.
It is a great room, a great venue,
and just a good time downtown.
It's a perfect date night. April 1st, Theater West End.
Dude, go to the District, which is a restaurant in Sanford. Get that big fat pork chop they'd have down there, which is bananas big and good.
Ooh.
And then slide over and see some comedy. Pick up a couple drinks on the way. You can't lose. Ross Padgett Comedy on all social media platforms, Jack.
Yeah, the Twitter poll at Real Radio 1041 presented by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. The question was, do you buy gift cards as gifts?
Oh, yeah. It's
gift
funny.
cards.
My wife is buying one as we speak.
Okay.
I would say a lot of people do it. It's a very easy gift to give, so I'm saying 73%.
Higher than that, it's 88%.
Yeah.
Wow.
It almost sucks that they exist because it really does take the fun and care out of buying a gift.
But it is one step up from cash.
It is one step up from
because
cash.
you had to make the effort.
Right, exactly.
And not just that, but you also part of the gift is, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Cash is like, I can take care of anything I want.
And giving somebody like a restaurant card is like, hey, go to dinner, just not with me.
Yeah. But do you like getting them? Because
I don't mind it. Yeah, I have
you
4 or
get one
5
for a home improvement store, like say Tools Ace Hardware, but then it's like you can kind of spend without guilt.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with it.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's get to the last call here. Big T, last call.
All right, so 1, glad this show is finally on the drinking bandwagon. And 2, it's all spelled out in the name. I did not opt for the standard white guy package.
Oh, very good.
Big T. Yeah, see what he's doing there?
All right.
No, I'm not buying it. Anyway. Dave, last call.
Hey there, Jim. It's Dave, your Lake Ivanhoe best friend.
Hey, buddy.
So 2 things. Deb Jalapeno says hello.
Hello.
Also said loves it when you host because she meow laughs all the time. And then, Jim, I'm going to send you that email, but you keep telling people that you delete listeners' emails because you're afraid of, like, phishing and links and stuff like that. So in the subject line, I'm going to put, there are no links in this email, please read. And then I'll give you the dates of the Sanford Mini Masters. And if you bring me a bottle of that E.H. Craig, I will share a bottle of H. Derringer bourbon that has a gun as the cork stopper in the top of the bottle.
Hey, that's not bad at all. Are they playing that at Mayfair?
No, it's going to be in downtown Sanford. So the Mini Masters is at 18 different bars, and they have to build their own putt-putt hole.
Got it.
At each bar.
Got it. Yeah, you definitely want to send that. Hook me up with that, buddy. Send it to me when you can, please. I'd love to be a part of that. I'm sure Ross will do it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Bill, last call.
Hey, guys. I've seen Jimmy Eat World when he was just becoming popular in Chicago. Won tickets on a radio show. But about a week ago, I was going in the fridge, and I was grabbing a tub of margarine out of the fridge. You know those big old ones you get at the grocery store?
Sure.
Yeah, I dropped it on my toe, and it still hurts like a week later. It's painful, man. I can't believe it's not butter.
Oh, my God almighty. God, I knew it was coming, too. You could just smell a bad joke. Sam, last call.
Yeah, my gift card glue ball is as big as a basketball now. I clean my hardwood floors with it. What's in your wallet?
Mike, take us home. Last call.
These guys are tearing me up. I love the input. This is Mike Jumbo Buzzer Larson here. Jim, I just graduated a combined veterinarian and taxidermist degree. I applied for a business license. You know what my new company slogan will be?
What?
Either way, you will get your dog back.
Okay, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. He's going crazy. He's finally losing it, guys. I think he's done. All right, let's get out of here. Big show coming up tomorrow. Thanks for listening today. We do appreciate it greatly. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters of the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.
And go put some hump in your day. Bye.
Give me a freaking break.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
We're looking at heavy traffic eastbound on I-4 between State Roads 536 and 535. Westbound is also extremely slow between 417 and World Drive. It looks like authorities have cleared an accident southbound on Ronald Reagan Boulevard approaching 1792, as well as Silver Star Road at Powers Drive. We're in good shape, too, on the Turnpike, the Beach Line, and the 408. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by BetOnline.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for college basketball. Get the latest odds, news, and info for everything for the big tournament this year. BetOnline.net is your basketball headquarters this season. Head to the website today and get in on all the action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in 3 easy steps. 1. Get a free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with a check in about an hour. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
Sometimes the speed of life is too fast, and your budget needs a beat to catch up. Amscot Cash Advance, up to $500 fast with no credit check. Amscot, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance.